Alright, we are back to work, I think. We just need to, I even have some new music that's not Purple Cat this time. Hooray! I really need to look them up properly. But, oh dang it. Again, there is one day where I will not do some doubling up every time, but it is not this day. Again, there is one day where I will not do some doubled up the thing. Okay, anyway. Back to the thing. Alright, we want the chat. Will the chat show up? No, that's not the chat, that's the Patreon. I guess I'll just close everything that isn't that. We'll close that. What? Okay, let's try this again. There we go, that's more like it. Hi. Why are there two of them? I'm getting rid of this one. Okay. Remove. Yes, please. Nah, not that. Okay, we're back. Luckily there's an undo button. That's good. I don't want the game capture. So apparently two of these going on. So I'll get rid of this one. Hey Jose, how's it going? Hi Media Nutso. Don't think you've been around. Don't think you've been on the stream too often. Maybe a couple times. But like I said, main thing is just for me. Like I said, it doesn't really matter whether you guys are actually here or not. What matters is that you might be. If that makes sense. I've explained all that before. Yep. Okay. I think I kind of like this setup. It's nice to have a bigger chat. Alright. Oh, dang it. I didn't see that this was off to the side. You'd think that being a digital native and a millennial, I'd be all hip with the streaming kids, but no. I am slowly becoming old. Ah, it's alright. Like I said, doesn't really matter if you're there, but I still appreciate it if you are. Okay, today though, is the final cleanup stream. I think that usually takes less than 2 hours, so we're not gonna do. Well, damn it, sorry, gotta get this going. There we go. Okay, yep, we're good. Okay, let's see. So we've got everything set up. The main thing that we need to do is just the final polish. And that will take a while, but it shouldn't take longer than 2... Wow. Someone? Someone randomly started doing the lawn mowing next door. I mean, look. I'd recommend a PS5 myself, but that's only because I've adopted it for a long time and I'm just a huge Sony fan. I'm not a Sony fanboy. I don't like keep track of their technology, but yeah, it's always been kind of Sony for me. I think it's pretty good. It's got enough exclusives, and it's a PC. It's a nice PC that you can just plug and play. But yeah, whatever. Okay, but as I was saying. Right now, I think we can just about get it done, as long as I don't do the games this time. So this is just kind of a final stretch and see if we can get the video done. Now that's thoughts, but there should be highlights, but I accidentally deleted the highlight stuff. Okay, so I can just quickly switch that over. Cool. Afternoon. Well, yeah, it's still very much morning for me. It's 10 to 10 for me. It's 10 minutes. It's 9:50 a.m. for me. This is very late, but still.
Highlights. All right. After that frankly disappointing tangent into the rustling of Jim.
Okay. Now for the reason why I put all of the footage into one layer here. The reason for that is that we get a nice. What we've always used is sort of the copyright handler there, the filter with the little drop shadow. We select the entire, well, yeah, Let's see where we're up to. Yep. We select the entire row, about there. Then we press paste attributes, all video attributes, but not retime effects. That means that if I've done a freeze frame, or if I've done a freeze frame or a zoom, or like, well, not a zoom. If I've done a freeze frame, or like I've stretched it out, or I've shortened a clip, then that'll get rid of that. So all video attributes, not retime effects, apply. Then, yep, it's all set up. Now we're going back to our regular episode, which means that we can go back to our regular contours, our gold and silver contours. It'll be interesting. It's like I'll have to make like a ruby and sapphire one. Maybe it'll be like a red, blue, and green. Also, kind of gives off a Kanto vibe. I'll have to think about what background I want to give the Hoenns. Yep. Do I still look like my avatar? My hair is still basically the same. However, I do have a connected beard now. I'd show you, but I don't really have any sort of. Yeah. I did do a photo on my Blue Sky a while back, but yeah, if I let's see. If I shaved the side, if I shaved the sides of my beard, I'd still look pretty much the same. But at the moment, it's just a connected kind of chin strap beard to the goatee. Otherwise, it looks pretty much the same. But yes, like I said, no games this time. But I'm going to try and see how quickly I can do a final pass. And see if I can get it done without a. I wish I could do a cosplay of my avatar, but I can't find it. I can't find the outfit that I had. I can't find the purple shirt, the waistcoat, any of it. I don't know where it got lost. It must have gotten shuffled in the move or something like that. Even Leo doesn't know where it went, which is a real shame. One of the reasons why I did the avatar, one of the reasons why I made the avatar the way it was is because it was literally the outfit that I wore. But yeah, it's okay. We'll figure it out. It's a shame because that was it was one of my favorite coats. So yeah, it's we don't know where it disappeared off to. I think it got lost in a move somewhere, but yeah, we'd have to like really go into storage in order to find it. Yeah, if it went to Kansas. Funny story, when I went to Chicago for a Suburban Nights, my luggage got lost, and I'm like, wow, your luggage really does get lost. Well, it got lost in Oregon before finally arriving where I was. I'm like, yeah, that American stereotype of always losing your luggage, that really is a thing that happens. That's a... Yeah. Mind you, that was actually the second the second outfit I had. The first one was kind of a Leon S. Kennedy style suede jacket. I was the original dude in the suede. The outfit that my avatar is currently wearing, that was based on the one that I was in for Suburban Nights. That one doesn't look like it's made of suede, but it was. Both the waistcoat and the tie were suede. I was just really chuffed that I found a suede tie. Oh yeah. Suede waistcoat you can kind of imagine someone finding, but a suede tie, that was just so weird. Alright, let's see. Okay, I think that's what we got for now, so let's get started with the final pass.
Alright, after that frankly disappointing tangent into the rustling of Jimmy, let's return to the...
Okay, let's get the chippies ready. Well, or the avatars ready. Let's... Yeah, okay, yep.
Into the rustling of Jimmy, let's return to the twerps we know and love.
Prepare for trouble, don't drop the ball.
Oh, and also Ash and the gang. Yay!
Okay, that's probably a Smarmy one there. Where is Smarm? There he is, Smarmy. Put him over there. I know there's a way to insert it in there, and I need to find out what the the technique is for that. It's one of the ones that I never learned, and it would actually make things a lot easier. Okay, suede push and push right.
Oh, and also Ash and the gang. Yay, Team Rocket is back and goof.
There we go. Yeah, ended up in Kansas, Kansas empty and flat the state feels. I thought Montana was the big sky country. I thought that Montana was the sea of grass, where like it was the flattest state. I wonder how yeah, Advance would have gone if Takeshi Shudo stuck around. It's hard to say, because it feels like Takeshi Shudo wasn't really a guiding force even late in Johto, so it's hard to know.
Oh, and also Ash and the gang. Yay, Team Rocket is back and goofy.
Mind you, this is really good filler. Well, filler. This is really good padding.
Oh, I missed you guys. This time we have a reference to... Wait, hold on. Oh, it came out a few months later. A possible foreshadowing of the popularity of Ice Shield 21. But of course the usual happens with the delicious twist of us actually following the Rockets post-blastoff. Geez, how did it take us over 200 eps for that to happen?
Okay, probably down the nose for that. Okay, I'm gonna learn. I'm gonna put on my learning hat. Okay, it looks like that's insert. Whoa, hold on. Okay, that inserts it in the wrong place. That inserts it there. I want it to insert in footage layer. Does this work? Okay, that has the right layer, but it pushes it away. How do I insert it in just the layer? Should I take away the auto track selector and then insert it? No. What about overwrite? Oh, that's pretty good. But I want it to like fit in automatically. I know there's a way to do that, but I need to figure it out. It's not the position lock. Well, look, overwrite isn't too bad. That means I just have to shuffle this back. It's still annoying though. This way to check.
Post-blastoff. Geez, how did it take us over 200?
I know. Still want to do a proper review of Calamity Jane. It's just everything's been so hectic that I've just had to focus on Pokemon, and it's just really bizarre. Yeah. Again, I am still planning to do Calamity Jane again. I would have loved to have done Calamity January, but it's already nearly past, so I could try again for another Calamity June. Oh, Montana has mountains and woods.
Geez, how did it take us over 200 eps for that to happen?
I got it! Hey, that was not game plan!
A grenade with a long timer in the shape of an object made to be passed. Not one of our better ideas. Also, what was the end game here? If we succeeded, the twerps would be the ones getting blasted off, and it's quite challenging to steal from a flying child. But after attempting, and of course failing a soft landing, the Rockets then attempt to actually take stock of the situation. Wow, this episode actually has an innovative premise and
Okay, that should be mild surprise. Where are you? Mild surprise. There it is, mild surprise. Bring that. Well, actually, no. I can. Hold on. Let's do this properly. I need to practice. It was overwrite clip. Yes. So that's F10. Is that right? Okay. So F10.
get out from... Wow, this episode actually has an innovative premise and makes good use of Team Rocket.
Okay, oh please, that's good. Bring that in.
I see you, Shudo. Get out from behind those credits. But yes, the Rockets aren't doing well, so as with any organization, they use their resources.
Okay. Then that's Glib Explain, I believe. Yeah, that's right.
But yes, the Rockets aren't doing well, so as with any organization, they use... But yes, the Rockets aren't doing well, so as with any organization, they use their resources in service of fine...
So you're probably a bit of quizzical 2JO there. Ah, darn it. Does it... How do I make it so that it fits inside without overtaking it? See that... That just splits it open. I want it to insert clip but without using that. So maybe if I lock this track, if I lock all the sound tracks in place, maybe that'll do it. Okay, then what happens if I insert now? Okay, yep. What about if I do that? No, it's still not the way to do it. One day I'll figure it out. Yeah. Is Astro what company is Astro Boy? Because like if it's a less bloodthirsty company, then like maybe I'd be tempted to do like Astro Boy. I'd like to do old anime, but I'm just scared of Japanese anime companies for obvious reasons. I know that it's like, is Astro Boy Toei? It's like, I know Dragon Ball, you can't do Dragon Ball because of Toei, or at the very least you can't monetize it, because that's what happened with 4Kids. Tezuka. Yeah. I don't know if Tezuka has a history of taking down clips. We'll have to find out. Okay, so...
But yes, the Rockets aren't doing well, so as with any organization, they use their resources in service of finding someone. They use their resources in service of finding someone else to blame. They use their resources in service of...
Then cringe. Okay, how do I make it so that it fits within there? Maybe there's like, okay. It's overwrite clip, that's replace clip. Oh, it's replace clip. Oh, that's right, because, okay, if it replaces a clip including a blank clip. Okay, so that's F11. Okay, I think we've got it here. So this could actually make things a lot faster. This could be really good. Let's see. Then if I can just try, I think if adding the transition is where's the transition? Timeline, trip edits, audio scrubbing, transition. I know there's one here. There's a clip for adding transitions around here. Well, look, I'm already excited that I was able to find the actual thing that I wanted, so we'll deal with that later. Tezuka stuff doesn't tend to be taken down. There's a Submarine Express movie. Okay. So, Animex and Fuji, I think, might be a little draconian, but we'll see. Because I would love to review like really old anime and stuff like that. I just don't want another horrible thing.
We could be democratic and take a vote.
Vote on what? On whom we can blame for our lack of success. All those for me up, say aye.
I joke, but it's really nice to actually see them assess the issue with some fantastic storyboarding and fun poses. Yuji Asada and Masaki.
Oh shoot! I forgot to add the clip there. Hold on a second. I need to do a screen grab of the credits of the. Hang on a second. Yep, we're good. Okay, so we need to get. We go to Bulbapedia. We find the episode and we go to 231. 231. There it is. And then we get the credit. Pull up the credits. There we go. Then I'll use the clipping tool. Where's the clipping tool? And get a snip of the credits. Okay, so grab that over to there. I think that'll work out. Okay, then we've got that. So then we need to save it to the file, which is not Chronicles. We want to go to Master Quest and in episode 231, save that there. Okay, then we bring it into the bin, which is, there it is, 231. Bring that into the bin over here. Where is it? There it is. Okay, screw, oh dang it. The bin is 231 over there. It's not the screen recording, we want the screenshot. Here it is. Where'd it go? Okay. So we bring that over there.
I see you. You shooter.
Okay, there we go. Bring that in. I always give it a little tilt. put a drop shadow on there. Let's see. Or add an effect. Is that whatever? I'll figure it out. Now I'll bring myself over to the side a little bit, just so that it's a bit more convenient to look at. Then I might zoom in a little bit, and I might crop it just a bit, so that I don't reveal the Yuji Asada until later. So yep, that works out pretty well. Then zoom in a bit more, and bring it down a bit so that it looks nicer. Shuffle myself over just a bit. There we go. Then copy, paste attributes. I should have done that for the other ones. I should have done it for the first one first. Okay. Paste attributes, apply, paste attributes, apply. Okay.
Wow, this episode actually has an innovative premise and makes good use of Team Rocket. I see you.
Okay, bring that in with suede push right, I believe.
I see you, Shudo. Get out from behind those credits. But yes, the Rockets aren't doing well.
Okay, there we go. Put that there until it's time to get it out of the way. Oops, sorry, it needs to be the push right there.
We could be democratic and take a vote.
Voting on what?
On whom we can blame for our lack of success. All those for me up say I.
Now I joke, but it's really nice to actually see them assess the issue with some fantastic storyboarding and fun poses. Yuji Asada and...
Okay, there we go. We'll bring that over here too. So Yuji Asada and Misaki Iwane, the dream team. I'll make this a bit easier on it. Oi, there it is. Okay, there we go. Oh, I know what we can put on. Oh, dang it, Misaki Iwane, so zoom it out first. Since it's Japan and since it's not likely that they'll... I'm going to see if I can... I'm just going to give this a test. Hopefully this won't have my stream flagged, but like, I just want to do like the father of lo-fi hip-hop a bit in the background, just because I was a bit tired of Purple Cat. So let's do some Nujabes, who's always quality. Let's shuffle the whole thing. Hey, it starts with the Aruarian dance. Always love that. Well, let me know if this kills my stream, but we'll see how it goes. I've got it credited. It's up in the background.
Yuji Asada and Masaki Iwane, you thought you could slip under the radar. No one does
Okay, zoom about there. Rotate it a little. Give it a drop shadow. Then... Dang it. Crop the bottom. Actually, I could make that kind of a... There we go. If I do that, and then kind of... if I can do an animation there. So, crop the bottom, we go from this one.
Yuji.
Then bring that all the way down to there. And we can do a nice little animation.
Yuji Asada and Masaki Iwane, you thought you could slip under the radar. No.
Alright, there we go. Ah, yes, Blackjack. I've read some of the early Blackjack. I mean, like, don't get me wrong, it's great and it's influential, but some of the views are somewhat dated. Especially this one really bizarre story where Jack is... where this woman undergoes surgery to remove her uterus, and then Blackjack is like, I was in love with you, but now you're not a woman anymore, so therefore I cannot love you. Or like something like he fundamentally feels like she's not a woman anymore because she doesn't have a uterus. And I'm just kind of like, well, screw you then, buddy. And it was played completely straight too. It was bizarre. But yeah. Astro Boy's still quite popular. Well, especially with what's the word? Pluto. Pluto kind of it reignited a bit of interest in Astro Boy, but yeah. Yeah, I forgot about that chapter. Yeah, it does kind of stick out once you see it, but yeah. Like I say, it's of his time, and he's done lots of other really good stuff. And he's also done Princess Knight, which is... It's like one of those sort of prototype trans positive things where like it's super duper unbelievably clumsy and plays into gender roles, but at the same time it's also kind of empowering. But yeah, he was trying, dang it. You can tell that there wasn't a malicious bone in his body, but yeah, it's so weird.
Yuji Asada and Masaki Iwana, you thought you could...
Let's see, hold on, let's see.
Yuji Asada and Masaki Iwana.
Okay, that'd be this guy again. I always use him.
Yuji Asada and Masaki Iwana, you...
I think I go for Smarm again. And now I can actually use this. And it didn't work. Crap. Oh, that's right. That's not, for some reason it slipped back to there. Okay, yep, now we go. Now we can do... Oh, that's so cool. That'll be making so much fun.
You thought you could slip under the radar. No one does broad, appealing poses like you.
So, okay, so... Let's do this. Literally... Yes! Ah, jeez, that's gonna make things so much faster. It has taken me over 8 years to learn that. Never skimp on tutorials and stuff. That'll make things so much faster. You have seen this in real time. Suede learning to be a beta editor. And it's because of body doubling, probably, because I've never had to, like... Because since there's other people here, I have to kind of, like, if I'm distracted, if I'm feeling distracted, I can't go on to, like, Blue Sky or something like that, so I have to kind of find things to ease my distraction, and one of them is trying to find new and more efficient ways to edit, and that really helped out. Okay. Now, what about the transition? I think it's T? No, I think it's Alt-T. There we go.
There's Yuji Asada and Yuji...
That's just a push. That's not the Suede push, is it? Let me just check if that's the Suede push. No, that's the Suede push. So that's Alt-T.
Yuji Asada and Masaki Iwana, you...
Okay, then... Oh, same with this one. Except that one should be right. Right? No, hang on a second. Only problem is that I can't make it so that it transitions with nothing. So I need to do a drag for that. Yep, that works out. Now I want to see if does it have to be the default in order for it to be the Alt-T, or if I switch to this and then do Alt-T, is it just whatever is highlighted, or is it the one with the red thing beside it? That's it.
But now that we've established... But now that we've...
No, don't it. It's only the red one. So I wonder if there's there's probably a shortcut that'll help with that, but that one I do think I don't have enough time to look up. One thing at a time.
But now that we've established the amazing potential of the story, we're breakthrough.
It's weird that Tezuka had a thing for cowboys when he did hardly any Western manga. I mean, I could probably talk about Tezuka just because of his connection to Karl Barks, the duck artist who invented Scrooge McDuck, because that's low-key a hyperfixation of mine is Karl Barks' duck comics, and Tezuka has a direct line of connection to that because, yeah, a lot of his poses and character designs are directly inspired by Barks' work. Yeah.
That way more trainers in the games really need to twig onto, with James doing some wonderful line delivery in the process.
But ponder the piles of other Pokemon that
Yeah.
I mean, what kind of DTS scrub has risen a full party all themed around a single type? What are we, youngsters? Technically we have 12 slots, but yet they roll it out and get nowhere, so I guess you could say it's a pretty...
There we go. Oh, he did do some westerns, not a lot of well-known. That should be... That's kind of weird. You'd think that, like... A cowboy manga by Osamu Tezuka would be more would be they'd want to localize that a bit more. Oh, well.
it was a fair vote. It was a fair...
Okay, maybe if I do that and then a bit of a dissolve there. There are a few kind of glitches there where
It's a pretty...
But it was a fair...
Maybe if I cross-dissolve this one, just because I've got that glitch and I don't want to have to re-record the line.
It was a fair vote.
If that's the demo...
House and get nowhere, so I guess you could say it's a pretty
It was a fair vote.
Maybe I should just do a re-record there. Hold on.
But yep, they brawl it out and get nowhere, so I guess you could say it's a pretty
It was a fair vote.
If that's the democratic way I'm voting.
Let's see. Hold on.
Get nowhere, so I guess you could say it's a pretty
It was a fair vote.
If
No, that doesn't work. Yeah, I need to re-record. Unfortunately, sad but true. Okay, re-record. Let's see.
But yep, they brawl it out and get nowhere, so I guess you could say it's a pretty
But it was a fair...
Okay.
Get nowhere, so I guess you could say it's a pretty...
So I guess you could say it's a pretty accurate depiction of democracy. Okay. So I guess you could say it's a pretty accurate description of democracy. No. No, that's not right. Hang on. First one. Yay, one of my favorite songs. Okay. So I guess you could say it's a pretty accurate depiction of democracy. Okay. I really need to just re-record if I need to. It usually goes a lot quicker. Ah, man, I spent ages trying to find Counting Stars. Ever since Samurai Champloo. That's the name of this song. It took me so long to find it. Okay.
Where, so I guess you could say it's a...
Because it wasn't in any of the soundtracks for Samurai Champloo, and I always thought it was a really cool song in one of the episodes, but it was like the one that didn't appear anywhere in any of the soundtracks, so it was so hard to find it. I went onto forums and everything. So,
house and get nowhere, so I guess you...
fair.
So get nowhere.
There we go. No. Nowadays, I think I'm more of I think of sort of Lovesick as his favorite work, but that's my favorite work of his. But Counting Stars is still really good.
Get nowhere, so I guess you could say...
A cowboy manga that takes place on Mars. Original inspiration for Cowboy Bebop, maybe. No, that's not really cowboy. That's more of a bounty hunter.
Get nowhere, so I guess you could say it's a pretty accurate depiction of democracy.
But it...
Yeah. There we go.
But it was a fair vote.
There we go. That'll work.
Accurate depiction of democracy.
But it was a fair vote.
If that's the democratic way I'm voting Republican.
Nah, they beat me to it. Honestly.
Okay.
Nah, they beat me to it.
I'll put the rest of it in there. Normally I'd say, oh, there's the lore they have Democrats and Republicans in the Pokemon world as well, but no, you always make a second allowance for Team Rocket, because they always do fourth wall jokes. Yeah. Reminds me of this one. This one game idea I had was that I wanted to do like what's the word? In Yakuza, my favorite minigame is the Host Club minigame. I really like the kind of like combination of customization and also just the sort of fast-paced yet strategic gameplay in the Host Club minigame. So I was thinking of like a version of that, except it's a saloon on the moon, and I'd call it Saluna because of Luna, the moon. Ha 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 ha. But yeah, I always wanted to do kind of like, I always like space western kind of feels, but yeah.
Nah, they beat me to it. Honestly, with what I hear about... Nah, they beat me to it. Honest.
see, so that's annoyed, I think. So that's this one, I think. So F11. Yeah.
Ah, they beat me to it. Honestly, with what I hear about some of the Europe.
So I think that's the it's not the quizzical, it's the explain, not the glib. No, just regular glib, not glib explain. There we go.
Honestly, with what I hear about some of the European countries, I don't think this method is exclusive to the countries. I don't.
So, maybe cringe.
I don't think this method is exclusive to the US system at all. Then they actually mentioned the logistics in Team Rocket for.
Okay, then quizzical, I think. Yep. Hey, it's Lovesick. It's the Lovesick instrumental too. Yay! Oh yeah, Brave Star for the Cowboys at Mars, yeah. Was it isn't technically Cowboys of Moo Mesa technically a space cowboy thing, considering that the cows gain sentience through a meteor, the meteor hitting Earth.
Then they actually mentioned the logistics in Team Rocket for.
That's why I quite liked the space cowboy aesthetic in Starfield. It's too bad of everything else about Starfield.
The logistics.
And I don't know, I like the weird gloopy western space western guns in Starfield. I know they're horribly designed guns, but I think they're the bones of a really good idea and aesthetic out there.
In Team Rocket for a glorious but fleeting moment.
Perhaps we should contact the Home Office.
System at all. Then they actually mentioned
Okay, so I can do Alt-T for that one, but I need to actually do the
the
physical one
logistics in Team Rocket for a glorious but fleeting moment.
Perhaps we should contact the Home Office and
there. Even then, it wasn't all the cows that gained sentience. How did those guns look? Hold on a second. I'll bring it up. If I can just get the make sure that I get that I do a window capture without giving away any personal data. Okay, that should be. No, that's more stream. That's that one again. Okay. So we'll grab this one. Properties. Go for. There we go. And then. Okay. There we go. Okay, good. So you can't see the top of it, even though it doesn't really matter if you see the top of it, but just like I'm not taking any chances. Okay, let's see. Starfield guns. I know everything wrong with the guns. It was it's not the basics and class types. I think my favorite was probably like the rifle was. Okay, here we go. The Lawgiver. Then there's the. Let's see. Not the Regulator. And then the last one is the Coach Gun. There it is, the Coachman. Okay. Okay, so you see, here's the Lawgiver. Yeah, I know it looks kind of gloopy and somewhat phallic, but it gives that kind of like weird sort of Star Trek wood grain thing going on, and I actually think that looks quite cool. Same with the Regulator, even though that's not the kind of revolver cylinder that I'd do, and it's kind of weird that it's got that kind of yeah. Like I said, I think these are bones for really cool stuff. Yeah, and then there's the Coachman. But yeah, I like the Lawgiver, even though like a lot of people have complained about it. But yeah, it's meant to look like it's made out of wood, but it's like, yeah, it looks more like it's made out of leather. But yeah, I understand people thinking that it looks kind of gloopy, but yeah, like I said, there's potential in it. Anyway, it's back to work. So, first looks like a gun on a chainsaw, yeah, rather than a chainsaw on a gun.
But Jess, don't you remember how much we owe them?
Perhaps we should contact the Home Office and ask them to send us out some new Pokemon.
But Jess, don't you remember how much we owe them already?
I owe them all 9
Gunblade,
But
yeah.
unfortunately don't go further with it. Come on, I know that.
Let's see. Okay, that'll do.
But unfortunately don't go further with it.
Then come on would be like the sweat drop.
Come on, I know that kids don't normally go for org charts and requisition forms, but that kids don't. Come on, I know that kids don't normally go for org charts and requisition forms. But if anyone can make it fun, it'd be Team Rocket. Make it like a labyrinth of bureaucracy.
So. There we go.
Make it like a labyrinth of bureaucracy with evil sight gags. So much potential, I swear. Oh.
There we go. That was nice and quick. That's good. Okay.
Oh well, I guess we still have a laser cage delibird. Hold on.
My favorite real life gun that I'm surprised hasn't been used in more sci-fi, well, more sci-fi or even just more authentic westerns, because it's a real shotgun that was used by people in the West, is the revolving shotgun. Hold on. Images, not AI, thank you. Yep, there it is. The hold on a second. It's loaded up. I think I don't think yes, I'm over 18 years of age. Yeah, see, it's a revolving shotgun. Why haven't more? It's an 1855 revolving shotgun. Why don't they put these into westerns? It's a giant revolver. It is mega freedom. Come on. Not as opposed to MAGA freedom, which is a different thing, but mega freedom. Honestly, just do it. Put the revolving shotgun into more westerns challenge. Hang on a second. I just realized I didn't. I'm using Wi-Fi at the moment, which will make the streaming not so great. So I'm just going to quickly plug in the Ethernet. Hold on. That's it. That's it. There we go. That should be a bit more secure. So, yeah. Well, it's not just like I said, it's not just hilarious and cool. It's accurate. People used it. It was in 1855. And when you think about it, I mean, well, I guess, yeah, shotguns already had the kind of like tube feed system, but yeah, it's just a revolving shotgun makes sense for the time. But yeah.
So while I will still lament.
Okay, that one's not quite so snappy. That was a bit of a pause. So I will just quickly. Oh dang it! Bring this over there, so that way I can still do a bit of sound editing.
So while I.
Yeah, that'll work. I can't remember what it was that's like, yeah.
So while I will still lament not seeing how the rocket sausage is made, maybe phrase that differently in the final script. I will admit this.
Yep, that's pretty good. I think it's better as a hard cut. So.
The final script. I will admit this setup intrigues me.
You are certainly most.
I will admit this setup intrigues me.
Probably quizzical. There we go. Oh dang it! It's a force of habit. I need to just need to do more more hotkeys. So.
I will admit this setup intrigues me.
You are certainly most welcome to catch this Delibird if you so desire.
setup intrigues me.
You are certainly...
Ah, that's again. It's another big pause. I hope I haven't accidentally like delayed everything. Should be all right.
You are certainly most welcome to catch
There we go.
this Stellarbird if you so desire, but use extreme care as to how you catch it.
I see no red flags whatsoever. James, this is clearly a scam. Silly, how can it be a scam when they're losing money on the deal? You can take the boy out of privilege, but you can't take privilege out of the boy, I guess. But yep, they of course fall for this Squid Game recruitment / jigsaw trap / kaiji game, and oh wow, a rare...
Oh, yeah. See you later. So, hopefully you'll be able to rejoin later, but it's okay if you don't. Where is this? I might turn down the volume a bit on YouTube. It's great, but it's a little bit distracting. Not too distracting, but yeah. There we go. All right.
In case of Jesse getting nommed, I thought Victory Bell just preferred rich food. And nommed. I thought Victory Bell just preferred...
It's a little click there.
Just preferred Bell just preferred Bell just preferred
It's a little click there. I wonder if I can just surgically remove that.
rich food
I need to put the rim shot in there.
just preferred Victory Bell just
There it is there. Yeah, there's a weird click there for some reason. Let's see if this works.
Bell just preferred
Yeah, I think I was able to fix it. Good.
Victory Bell just preferred rich
Oh, no, I can't really do it. Okay. I'll have to re-record. All good.
Victory Bell just preferred thought Victory Bell just nommed. I thought Victory Bell just preferred rich food.
I thought Victory Bell just preferred rich food. I thought Victory Bell just preferred rich food. Okay, I thought Victory Bell just preferred rich food. Okay. I thought Victory Bell just preferred rich food. I thought Victory Bell just preferred rich food. I thought darn it. No, that wasn't quite right. I thought Victory Bell just preferred rich food. No, that's not the right intonation. It should be all right. I don't want to spend too long on it. Don't want to be a perfectionist. Ah, wrong button.
Nommed. I thought Victory Bell just nommed. I thought Victory Bell just preferred rich food. And after the
Oh dang. I really need to like only use this as only bring that forward when I'm sure about it. Okay. Now I know that I think I've got the rim shot here. If not, I'll have to grab it from the archive, which would be annoying. There. Oh, good. I got it.
and after the episode
I'll turn it down to about 7.
and after the episode
Bit more.
rich food. And after the episode makes Ice type look extremely OP when, I don't know...
Needs to be subtle. No, I want instrumentals, thanks. Where's your, I like instrumental, but lyrics are too distracting for me. Let's see, so... Let's go for Modal Soul. That's always pretty good. Oh no, that's... damn it. I know there's one that's just instrumentals. Sister, too substantial on new Jarvis. No. No, we've done that. We just did this one, so we'll go back. Where's the albums? There should be one that's just might be metaphorical music actually. Yeah, I'll just skip ahead if it's something with lyrics, that's fine. Alright, yeah, let's get onto it.
And after the episode makes Ice type look extremely OP when, I don't know, maybe it would have been better to hype up the new types, but at least it's a Gen 2 Mon. Delibird is finally defeated with the most... When, I don't know, maybe it would have been better to hype up the new types, but at least it's a Gen 2 Mon. Delibird is finally defeated with the most overpowered move in the TV show. The ability to...
Okay, there you go. Okay, Smarm would probably work for that. Where's Smarm? There you are.
Delibird is finally
oh, dang it. Should be this one. Ah, wrong button, not F12, F11. There we go.
With the most Dumon. Delibird is finally defeated with the most overpowered move in the TV show. The ability to...
Okay, Suede push, and then push right over there. Yep.
In the TV show. The ability to call counter after your opponent has attacked.
Let's go! Counter!
But it turns out the unbelievably obvious catch was...
So that'll be the, not mild surprise, it'll be... Clip explain, there it is.
But it turns out the unbelievably
Oh, not down the nose. Ah, what are you doing in there? That should... You should be in 231. There we go.
obvious catch was indeed an unbelievably obvious catch. Obvious catch was indeed an unbelievably Team Rocket was indeed an unbelievably obvious catch, and it was actually a team catch, and it was actually a Team Rocket.
There we go. Going quite a bit faster now, so fingers crossed we'll be able to keep it up.
Recruitment kiosk, and it was actually a.
Dang it. Needs to be there.
Team Rocket recruitment kiosk.
I'm a talent scout for Team Rocket.
You're a what?
Wow, I guess we actually do get somewhat of a look into rocket logistics, even.
See, the wow would be mild surprise.
Oh, I guess we actually do get somewhat of a look into rocket logistics, even if it's to a slightly lesser extent than I wanted. I can.
That's cool.
Roll with it though, especially when we finally get the reason they wear white uniforms.
Well, you see, we've designed our own costumes to reflect our free spirit.
Boo, 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 I say.
Okay, transition. Bring that over to there, please.
Of all the possible reasons, we get a lame Psyduck, we designed it ourselves. I guess it does match Jesse's arrogance and James' refined nature, but
That'd be resigned to screen. There it is.
guess I was Ourselves? I guess it does match Jesse's arrogance and James' refined nature, but...
Then a bit of frustrated, but not too frustrated, which would be glibjo. No, be annoyed. There it is, indignant. There it is.
But I guess I was hoping for them to say that they never graduated out of their training uniforms, or...
Let's see about there, I'd say.
That Giovanni commissioned it for them specifically with no... I guess it does match Jesse's arrogance and James' refined nature, but I guess I was hoping for them to say that they never...
Even if DaVinci wasn't the best editing software, which is... So, even if DaVinci wasn't in the running for like being the best editing software, the fact that it's completely that's free with no catch, it's pretty amazing. They literally just get all their money from the cameras and from the workstations, and they're just kind of like, well, if we give them the technology, eventually they'll want the workstations, and it's true. I do want a workstation, just can't afford it right now. I'm not sure what the... I know that like they're a bit iffy on AI, but it's not like they're not ramming the AI down our throat. I'm not really seeing any of the like tools.
Ourselves, I guess it...
And most importantly, they're not doing a subscription.
With no further explanation. But yeah, Brutella's long lost cousin, who took a slightly different approach to crime, is all...
Let's see, push right. Okay, so Brutella, that's dang it, what's that? Brutella was where are you? That was the Towering Inferno, not Towering Inferno. It was the other one that got censored. The opening got censored because it was too. It had the tall building falling. It was very early. I remember it's earlier than you'd think. There it is, 19. Tentacle and Tentacruel. So where is that? So we go to episodes. Then we go to Kanto, footage, Tentacle and Tentacruel, which is... Dang it, what episode was that again? It's 19. 19. There it is, 19. Now we need Brutella. There we go. Thank you, Captain Planet Villain.
For them specifically, with no further explanation. But yeah, Brutella's long lost cousin, who took a slightly different approach to crime, is all...
This card isn't worth it.
Yeah, Brutella's long lost cousin, who took a slightly different approach to crime, is all...
Put that, bring that down a bit actually. That's fine, bring that, push right, there we go.
Further explanation? But yeah, Brutella's long lost cousin, who took a slightly different approach to crime, is all...
Okay, I need to bring that all the way over, I think. Hold on a second. There we go. Okay, we're fine for now.
That Giovanni commissioned no further explanation. But yeah, Brutella's long lost cousin, who took a slightly different approach to crime, is all...
This card isn't worth a hit of dried beans. It's expired.
Oh, this is wonderful. Not only to see Jessie in a stylish new do, I honestly think she should try out more often, but it's also a fantastic premise. What do you do when your central identity is...
Let's see, probably want to resign to screen on that one, yep. There we go. Push. Oh, dang it. Didn't need to do that. Should have done the
What do you do when your central identity is taken from you?
Then who am I?
I also love that Giovanni apparently hates Meowth enough to set up a custom flash animation to play when his number is punched into the system. when his number is punched into the system. Plus some more juicy logistics talk as a treat.
Let's probably do some like.
Plus some more juicy logistics talk as a treat.
Oh, I should be more excited about that.
Plus some more juicy logistics talk.
Yeah. So, there we go.
As a treat.
You've also not contributed to pension and welfare or the rocket retirement.
Wait, isn't a pin?
So, that'd be mild surprise. Bring that in.
Wait, isn't a pension a kind of retirement fund? Jeez, a crime.
There we go.
Jeez, a crime organization ripping off its own members with hidden redundant fees. It's a commitment to the bit. I'll give it that. So.
Yeah, that's fine. Then, bit of a transition there.
Wait,
And push right over
isn't
there.
a pension a kind of retirement fund? Jeez, a crap. So our rockets decide to re-register, and then we meet the most evil member of Team Rocket yet.
This is Wendy from Human Resources.
I'm not saying human resources are inherently bad. I'm just saying 99.9% of the time they exist solely to protect the company. I'm not saying.
Probably do the Ditto voice just to show that I'm being silly. There we go.
Resources.
I'm not saying human resources are inherently bad. I'm just.
There we go.
Just saying 99.9% of the time they exist so.
Oops, wrong button. That sounds like Persona 3. Oh, dang it. There we go.
Solely to protect the company rather than the individual. So you. Unions usually do a much better job of protecting workers' rights, and I'm guessing Team Rocket doesn't have a workers' union, although it'd be hilarious.
There. Okay.
And I'm guessing Team Rocket doesn't have a workers' union, although it'd be hilarious and inspired if they actually did.
I've uploaded their data, sir.
Is there a problem, sir? No, but my mother's going to kill me.
Jesse.
Jesse Lore! Jesse Lore! Everyone, this is not a
Okay.
drill for. Evermore, I will implore. To know the score on Jesse Lore, let's go! To know the score on Jesse Lore, let's
Okay.
go!
I'll pay you back.
There we go. This is going much faster thanks to figuring out the hotkeys. Good to remember to finally figure it out.
I'll pay you back later.
She still owes me that money.
Not too much on the surface, but remember that the team. Surface, but
Then maybe resign to screen resign. Where are you? Actually, that could work.
remember that the Team Rocket Academy won't actually show up and.
There we go. Put that there. Alt T, then push right. There it is.
Academy won't actually show up until Hoenn, so technically this is its first appearance, which is pretty awesome. I also love that they put a petty, grudge-holding brat in charge of HR. That's good characterization humor. So then Wendy's like,
It's just that they've borrowed a large amount of money from us and not paid a cent of it back.
It's always something with those three.
wow, that was what, 9 zeros? Wow, that was what, 9 zeros? Adjusting for yen. Adjusting for yen and inflation, that's around to $8 million today. Mind you, when we consider that...
Okay, transition. Let's push right. That, dang it. I wonder if there's a way to switch the main transition in an easier way. Oh.
But they wrecked Pokemon Land, the Viridian Gym, and like 25 giant mechs. It actually seems 25 giant mechs. The Viridian Gym and like 25 giant mechs. It actually seems surprisingly lenient. Speaking of,
I must suggest that we cut our losses and block their reinstatement with Team Rocket.
what exactly do they do? Did you even see the flying baseball stadium? Yes, I saw the flying baseball stadium. Look, I get it, but Jessie is the daughter of my mother's favorite. James is an easy ransom if it gets really bad, and Meowth is funny. But if they continue to renege on their debts, I can finally switch from managing human resources into making humans resources? Yes, quite. What was that you were saying about a fast food chain, Wendy? But
I joke, but Wendy's is my favorite. McDonald's is the baseline. Burger King is nice once in a while, but Wendy's is my comfort fast food, especially a mushroom baconator. That one always makes me feel better no matter how bad I'm feeling.
in Wendy. But even with the go-ahead given, the Rockets still need to pass one final exam, and you'll never... But even with the go-ahead given, the Rockets still need to... But even with the go-ahead given, the Rockets still need to pass one final exam, and you'll never guess what it is, or what the odds of it are.
There we go, that's good. Then transition. Oh no, Wendy's fries is better for me. I've never been a big fan of chili, like beans and legumes of any kind. It's really hard for me to like it. I like refried beans sometimes, but yeah, beans in general just don't agree with me very much. So, yeah. If they made a chili where it was all meat, then that'd be fine, but most of the time chili needs to have beans in it, so it's hard for me to get into it.
Or what the odds of it are.
You must encounter and attack a Pokemon trainer head on. Well, it's your lucky...
No, my partner Leo, they're very glad they're no longer living in America, but they do miss Slurpees, and they always like to get a chocolate frosty from Wendy's. It kind of reminds them of the good parts of America. Yeah, that's true. Yeah, chili without beans would be a sloppy Joe, basically. It's true. I thought sloppy Joe was more barbecue-y. Yeah, never mind.
What?
I guess it depends on where you live.
But without some super high-tech weapon, they're unbeatable.
They're also unbeatable with a super high-tech weapon. Remember when we tried to kill him with a giant...
Oh, dang it. No lyrics, please. Thank you.
Flamethrower in the shape of a grasshopper?
Oh, you're the reason for the do not attempt to kill children on live TV warning in the 4th edition of the Rocket Handbook. It did seem somewhat legally specific. Boy, what an amazing adventure that was. Always wondered what the GS ball was for.
I know, that kind of well-structured peril only comes around once every few seasons of the year. And your dad was such a good sport, Ash.
I know, right? Oh, hi, Team Rocket.
You're not in Team Rocket anymore? Herein lies the rub. Team Jet's membership is filled up, and Team Helicopter's nothing but a bunch of snobs.
Man, I'd do a gag here, but I just feel bad.
Pardon me.
Team Jet is a bunch of...
Hey.
Man, I'd do a gag here, but I just feel bad that they didn't go with Team Jet. Man, I'd do a gag here, but I just feel bad that they didn't go with... Team Jet is a bunch of snobs, and Team Shark's full up, you know, as a West Side Story. Team Jet is a bunch of snobs. Team Shark's full up, you know.
Smarm. Where's the Smarm? There it is.
As a West Side Story reference. But I get they wanted to go with the aerial transport motif.
That's fine.
And even then they should have... But I get they wanted to go with the aerial transport motif. Mind you, even then they should have gone with Team Concord.
Oh, hot dog chili tends to not have beans. Okay, that's cool. That's it. Apparently Texas chili doesn't usually have beans. Weird.
Isn't sustainable.
I don't know. Like, even as someone who doesn't like beans, it doesn't feel like it's authentically chili if it doesn't have red beans in it.
Motif. Mind you, even then they should have gone with Team Concord isn't sustainable and Team Boeing keeps falling apart. But it's too early for that as well.
Be sulking there. Where's the sulking? There you go.
But it's too early for that as well. But still, fun to see it.
Put that there.
Time before other
Yeah,
teams
we're
were
doing
known
pretty
about.
good here.
Now
We're still moving at a fairly good pace.
nowadays it would have been.
If we can just get to the trivia by 11, I think we can pull
Team
that off.
Plasma are weirdos.
Well,
and
maybe. Well, sorry. If we can just pull off. If we can get to thoughts by quarter past, I think we'll be alright.
There are a bunch of snobs. And then James, of course, does the best line of the episode.
Wait.
And then James, of
Oh, dang it. There's a glitch in that one.
And then James, of course, does the best line of the episode.
Well, that one's pretty easy for me to re-record. That shouldn't be too bad. Okay. And then James, of course, does the best line of the episode. Okay. And then James, of course, does the best line of the episode. Okay, let's see if that works. I'm going to disarm that.
James.
There.
And then James, of course, does the best line of the episode.
Besides, they've got stock options.
Okay, yep. Then we want an OU. Where's the OU? I know it's there somewhere. There's oh please, but OU, yep, there we go. Yep. Not you. Ah! Get back here. Okay. There we go.
And then James, of course, does the best line of the episode.
Besides, they've got.
I don't want cringe. I want OU. There we go. Okay, there it is.
And then James, of course, does the best line of the episode.
Chili cheese dogs. We don't really do hot dogs here in New Zealand. We do pies. Pies are our hot dogs over here in New Zealand. I always feel like standing up and putting my hand over my heart for a pie. It's not a fruit pie. In New Zealand, like pie, instead of hot dogs, we have meat pies, like chicken pot pies, except we've got not just chicken, like we've got mince, we've got steak, we've got mince, which is what you guys are called hamburger. So like hamburger pies, steak pies. Was it the two most popular are steak and cheese and mince and cheese, which is hamburger and cheese. There's also chicken as well, but those are usually slightly fancier and a bit more expensive, and you get those from bakeries. So, yeah. But there's also huge varieties, like at petrol station you can get like chicken cranberry and brie pie, which is pretty fancy.
A bunch of snobs. And then James, of course, does the best.
And we have chili pies too sometimes. they usually go through these kind of rotations of different like sort of novelty meat pies, much like you guys would probably have like a novelty burrito or something like that.
Line of the episode.
Besides, they've got stock options.
And then they fight with Delibird to some fun gags.
Wow.
The best line of the episode.
Besides, they've got stock options.
And then they fight with Delibird to some fun gags.
Wow, a present for me?
And then they fight with Delibird to some fun gags.
Oh my gosh, another one. And then they fight. And then was it?
And then they fight with Delibird to some fun gags.
Then they fight with Delibird to some fun gags. And then they fight with Delibird to some fun gags. Can't believe it glitched out that much. Okay.
And then they fight with Delibird to... And then they fight with...
Wait, was that a glitch again? Did I have to get it?
And then they fight with...
I did. It was. Ugh. My gosh. I need to change the USB port, and I'll do that next time. I just feel like I need to do this now. Then they fight with Delibird to some fun gags. And then they fight... Oh, dang it. It does that... need to mute it first. And then they fight with Delibird to some fun gags. Okay, please no... Please no glitches.
And then they fight with Delibird to some fun gags. Then...
There we go.
And then they fight with Delibird to some fun gags. Fun gags.
Dang it, why am I having such trouble with this one line in particular? Okay. And then they fight with Delibird to some fun gags. A relaxing weekend retreat at a gas station convenience store, it's true. That's where, yeah. In New Zealand, we have two places where you get that kind of stuff. We have petrol stations, which is mostly where you get like the snacks and drinks and stuff like that. But we also have things called dairies, which is like pretty much the equivalent of a New York bodega. Basically, it's a privately owned like convenience store, except it's nowhere near as clean and nice as the ones in Japan. But yeah, they're called dairies because it's where you used to get your milk along with your bread and stuff like that. And nowadays it's just, yeah. Nowadays it's just like for snacks and pies and stuff.
And then they fight with Delibird to some fun gags.
There we go. If you're...
Hey, thank you.
Wow, who'd have thought we'd have such a bad time with colorful flashing lights?
Presents have been known to explode.
Oh, great. So now you tell me, Dexter.
Wow, I think that's the first time...
Switcher here. Don't want lyrics. Thank you. Okay.
Me, Dexter.
Wow, I think that's the first time Ash...
Yeah, down the nose. V1. There it is. Okay. No, not cringe. I said down the nose. Dang it. There we go.
Oh, me, Dexter.
Wow, I think that's the first time Ash has called the Pokédex Dexter since early Indigo. What a weird callback. Not to...
It's funny because, yeah, the 7-Eleven is okay, but nowhere near as good as the one in Japan. It's funny how, like, Japan took 7-Eleven and just kind of made it amazing.
Dexter.
Wow, I think that's the first time...
Okay. Like I said, if I can just get it to thoughts before
Ash
quarter
has
past,
called the
we'll be on
Pokédex
schedule.
Dexter since early Indigo. What a weird callback.
Actually, what a weird callback. Should
Since early Indigo. What...
do the mild surprise, I think. Yep.
What a weird callback. Not to mention we also see the Rockets actually exploit the twerp's recorded weakness to carpet bombing. Last seen to be actually effective in the Squirtle Squad and Pallet Party Panic. Mind you, I think most people aren't exactly fans of being carpet bombed, and I guess... Mind you, I think most people aren't exactly fans of being carpet bombed, and I guess Delibird must have gifted Pikachu a Thunderstone because...
Look!
What's happening, Ash?
I do like that they clearly said it... I do like that they clearly set it up to look like an evolution, even though there's no way in the...
Cutie and Bucky's, but yeah. Here in New Zealand we've got BP, which stands for British Petroleum, which is a horrible company, so we don't really go there unless, you know, we're out of petrol, but unless we're desperate. And we also have Caltex, which is what you guys called Chevron, which is weird. I don't know why we're called Caltex when you guys call it Chevron, but yeah. Yeah, we've got Caltex, and we've also got Mobil, and yeah, the Z is a New Zealand station, is the kind of New Zealand local ones. The rest are all kind of from international places.
distortion world that would actually happen. Nope, it's actually an accurate portrayal of how the move present works in-game. And now Pikachu's fighting fit. Really fit.
Okay, we're getting close to the end. Getting close to the end of highlights.
Dang, that's one of the most gorgeous thunders I've seen in a while. Even the recruiter is impressed.
They did lose that match. But you know, with the personnel shortage, we have to make compromises.
Ugh, making potential
Okay, go for cringe.
employees jump through hoops even though they were already desperate. It's
Bit of a sulk here. Where's the sulk?
already desperate. It's too close to home nowadays. But what's Giovanni up to? Home nowadays, but what's Giovanni up to?
Okay, put that there and a push right.
Jesse and James have passed.
Work them hard until they've paid back that loan.
Didn't we just say we were going?
Oh, BP actually is in America? I thought like it was just for the European Union or the Commonwealth. Oh, well, for the Commonwealth or something like that. Unfortunately, I'm so sorry about South Carolina. Well, I'm so sorry, South Carolina. I only know about you because you're the state that Mr. Beast is from. That's like the only thing I've heard about South Carolina is the fact that Mr. Beast comes from there. Nowadays, he's probably responsible for a lot of you guys' economy, and I apologize.
Keep them on any.
Unless he's not contributing to the South Carolina economy anymore, and he's moved everything to California. That would seem to fit most of his MO. So, yeah. Let's see. So yeah, I mean, hopefully he gives back to his home state, but yeah. No, I don't want to put Mr. Beast in my algorithm, but yeah, he's from South Carolina.
Wait.
Just keep an eye on them until they've paid their loan.
As my mother once told me, we have to fill a half hour. Thoughts?
He's definitely one of the Carolinas, and I'm pretty sure it's south.
Thoughts? This episode was.
Everyone talks about how the Dakotas need to. Everyone talks about how the Dakotas need to make up and become one big Dakota. It's the Carolinas need to join together and become one big Carolina.
Thoughts? This episode was.
Oh, we're on thoughts. Yes, and I did it before. I'm ahead of schedule. Good, good. Okay, we're back to here. Let's hang on. I'm gonna put. Let's put on some game soundtracks. Those are usually pretty safe. Let's do the Persona soundtrack. Persona 3 would be pretty cool. As long as it's the Okay, let's get going. North Carolina is a better Carolina. Yeah.
Thoughts? This episode was.
All I know about the Dakotas is that South Dakota is the one with Mount Rushmore, and North Dakota is the one that doesn't have Mount Rushmore. It's okay, because North Carolina is because at least with the even with the Carolinas and the Dakotas. Oh, it's North Carolina. Oh, sorry, I got it mixed up. Okay, yeah. I knew it was one of the Carolinas, but yeah.
Thoughts? This episode was. Shoot, I know I've felt this before.
But at least, like with the Carolinas and the Dakotas, at least you guys aren't Delaware, where Delaware is literally the first state and that's it. It's just known for being boring, apart from being the first state.
Thoughts? This episode was.
Too many lyrics, sorry. That's better. Great, now I'm going to take everyone's hearts. Oh yeah, Virginia and West Virginia. Didn't even have the decency to call themselves East Virginia, come on. Never think about Delaware. Which is weird, right? Because, like, it's like, I understand that Delaware doesn't have any, like, sort of points of interest, but it's still the first state. It's still, like, where most of it happened. It's like where all the states kind of began. You'd think that Delaware would get a bit more recognition, but no, it's just Delaware, home of Delaware. I want to go to Wilmington. I want to see a screen door factory. From The Simpsons.
Thoughts? This episode was... Shoot, I know I've felt this before, but recently it's been so absent I can only barely remember the word. Fun?
Okay, there we go.
This episode was... Shoot.
Okay, we want quizzical. Okay. Dang it. Oh no, that'll still work. No, I don't want cringe. I want quizzical, not quingical. There we go.
This episode was...
Aubrey pronounces from Delaware. That's about it. That's it. West Virginia split from Virginia. Okay. I get that, but at the same time, like, well, it's like if they split from Virginia, then maybe they'd be called like real Virginia or something. It's kind of like Taiwan and China, where Taiwan split from China, but it believes that it's actually China. It's China in exile.
Shoot, I know I've felt this before, but recently it's been so absent I can only barely... That's hyperbole, of course, but seriously, I haven't had that much fun in an episode in so freaking...
It'd be so funny. That'd be such an American thing to have a state called Virginia and real Virginia. But yeah, I get East Virginia still... I mean, West Virginia still kind of works.
The animation was kinetic and full of appeal, the premise was breezy, but the stakes were still adequate.
I mean, yeah, splitting from it and then just kind of saying, we're also Virginia, but to the west, and rather than making up your own name seems kind of funny. Oh, what? Think of boring states, West Virginia's the first come to mind? No. It's like, Delaware doesn't have the song, okay? West Virginia will always have country roads, which means that it will always be more interesting than any other state. But yes. It's like, yeah, it'll always have one up over any other state that claims to be a boring state. It has the song Country Roads.
And hilarious.
I know about Blue Ridge Mountain and the Shenandoah River. So yeah, I know about landmarks, which is more than what I can say for Delaware.
The jokes were fun and both...
I know about Jamestown in Virginia, and I know about like the whole sort of the pilgrims and not the pilgrims, the gold diggers and stuff from Pocahontas. With glory, God, and gold in the Virginia Company.
The kids and...
It's like, yeah.
Parents' demographics, and it gave world... building simps like me something to chew on. Without it...
But yeah, West Virginia, yeah.
Taking over the narrative.
John Denver did a lot for West Virginia, which is weird because Denver's in Colorado.
Including myself, tend to forget about Shudo. He can actually be pretty darn fun. That's hyperbole, of course. He can actually be pretty darn funny.
Okay.
He can actually be pretty...
I'm not saying that there's stuff to do. I'm just saying that it's memorable. That it is memorable. It's amazing how one song can make a state one song can make a state memorable, even with nothing else in it other than Blue Ridge Mountain and the Shenandoah River.
About Shudo. He can actually be pretty...
And that life is old there, older than the trees.
darn funny. It seems odd, but writers who focus... He can...
Which is weird, because, like, that phrase, life is old there, older than the trees, all I can think of is that technically sharks have been around more than trees have. Like, plant life hadn't evolved into trees, but sharks were in the water. Which is funny.
Actually be pretty darn funny. It's...
Doing all right. I'm just getting it done. West Virginia, nobody ever gets out there. No one ever gets out of there. Yeah.
He can actually be pretty darn funny. It seems odd, but writers who focus on character-based narratives are usually also able to understand. Can actually be pretty darn funny. It's...
Okay.
It seems odd, but writers who focus on character-based...
I think we want the smile on that one rather than the other one. Oh wait, maybe this one.
It seems odd, but writers who focus on who focus on character-based narratives are usually also able to understand how said character dynamics can create hilarious scenarios. Look at Noah Bomb. Look at Noah Baumbach.
Quizzical.
The guy wrote Marriage Story, but people forget he also did Bar. The guy wrote Marriage Story, but people forget he also did Barbie, Fantastic Mr. Fox, and freaking Madagascar 3. I love it when Shudo hits it out of the...
Okay, so, okay, I need to get those posters. This is annoying, but I gotta do it.
It can actually be pretty darn funny. It seems odd, but writers who focus on character-based narrative... Look at Noah Baumbach.
Okay, there we go. So we'll...
Look at Noah Baumbach. Look at...
Okay, about there, we get to the position there. Then position there, bring that over there, and... There we go. So 1040, negative 1049. There it is. Copy and paste attributes. There we go.
Noah Baumbach. The guy wrote...
Alright, let's get the posters. Let's see. Marriage Story. Images. We want a nice poster. There it is. Please don't be a WebP. Okay, let's see. Save image as. It's not a WebP. Good, good. Put that in there. But mind you, WebPs aren't so bad anymore, and I'll show you why if we find one. At least it's not Idaho. Look, I know Idaho from potatoes, alright? So, yeah. But that's literally it. So. And Boise. So. Alright, let's see. So then there's, okay, Barbie, yeah. Barbie movie. Let's get a nice poster in there. Yeah, that's a good one. Usually the Wikipedia is the best place to get it from. Doesn't need to be a massive picture because it's just off in the background. JPEG is fine, thank you, sir. Then Fantastic Mr. Fox. Pardon me. That's the IMDb. Let's take a look. Potato ice cream. Oh, that's right. The beavers by airplane thing. That is cool. Okay. No, I want the picture. Dang it. No, I don't. Does it really not? Never mind. I'm gonna find a better picture. Screw you, IMDb. This should work. Oh, that's a really bad. No. That's a really bad picture. I'm just gonna say poster. That should help out a little bit. Not you. Why is the only good poster from, like... Why is the only... Okay, look, never mind then, fine. If it has to be from IMDb, then I'm going to do a clip of it. Is everything okay? Hold on, I need to actually put the music in here, so I'll stop the music for a second. What's a TikTok? Joe? Nowadays it's all about Red Note. Well, no. I keep hearing about Red Note, but it hasn't quite reached the saturation point of Blue Sky yet, so I don't know if I'm ready to join Red Note yet. Though it would be hilarious if like the two sort of like replacement that the two replacement apps became like Blue Sky and Red Note. That is funny. But yeah. Okay. Oh yeah, that's right. Madagascar 3. Hang on a second. Madagascar 3. Tres. Oh sure, you get the poster. Let's see, that one's in 231. That's another JPEG. Perfect. Alright, let's see.
It's hilarious scenarios. Look at Noah Baumbach. The guy wrote Marriage Story. Look at Noah Baumbach. The guy wrote
Okay, so we go there and we get our posters. Where are they? 231. Okay. Marriage Story, Barbie, and Madagascar, and this one. Okay. Now we know they're all in here. Okay, where is it? Marriage Story. There it is.
Look at Noah Baumbach. The guy wrote...
Okay, then Suede Push, put that in there. Then push down. There we go.
The guy wrote...
It's cool. Luckily that's baked in, so I can just push this to the side. Put it over there. Put a little twist on it. And not the cross dissolve. We want the drop shadow. Thank you.
Marriage Story, but people forget he also did
Put that over there. Then we grab Barbie. Put that over there. Then
Barbie, fantastic.
Then Fantastic Mr. Fox. I don't think we... Yep, there it is.
Fantastic Mr. Fox and... Freaking...
Okay, there you go. Cool, we got that. Now we just need to adjust all of them, unfortunately. That's something that you can't really cheat. Okay. Rotate. It's good. Give it a drop shadow. Make it look neat. Make it look professional. Bring that over there. Rotate that way a little. Yep. About there-ish. There we go. The drop shadow.
Edit.
Zoom it down. Gotcha. Position it. There we go. Give it a drop shadow. Then we take this. Copy that. That and that. We paste them. There we go.
The guy wrote Marriage Story, but people forget he also did Barbie, Fantastic Mr. Fox, and freaking Madagascar 3.
There we go. Then we just shuffle these over. That should be pushed right, unfortunately, so need to... There's probably an easier way to do this, but it's alright.
Scar 3. I love it when Shudo hits it out of the park with a Go West or a Joy of Water Pokemon, but his dramatic
Okay, we're getting there.
attempts have definitely been a bit inconsistent lately. If this was an attempt to go back to basics and just write characters you adore in a goofy slide...
Yep, the Circus Afro was Circus Afro was written by Noah Baumbach, the guy who wrote Marriage Story. It's wonderful. It's like when you find out that Greta Gerwig was in The Ghost of Molly McGee. Although she didn't direct an episode, but she did a cameo weirdly.
I love it when Shudo hits it out of the park with a Go West or a Joy of Water Pokemon. This was an absolute success. It's a real shame there's only 2 more episodes he wrote after.
Okay, I'll do a sulk there. Where's the sulk? There it is. Yep. There we go.
It's a real shame there's only 2 more episodes he wrote after this, as this was an absolute success. It's a real shame there's only 2 more episodes.
It's funny because Circus Afro is just like, it's just a cover of Into the Gladiators, which has been around for ages, but you just put 2 weird lyrics and you get it.
He wrote after this, as he really seems to be finding his feet again. No one does Team Rocket for episodes he wrote after this. As he really seems to be finding his feet again. No one does Team Rocket like he does, and the only real criticism I have, aside from some uneven pacing, is only apparent in retrospect. It introduced an absolute banger of a new...
So I want, yep, that one there.
New character, only to never... It introduced an absolute banger of a new character, only to...
Then...
never use her again. Wendy deserved better. I'll show...
Okay, there we go. I'll need to put the the music in here, so I might as well do that now.
Barely remember the...
Okay, where's the music? That's in master. It's relaxing Pokemon music. Need to tidy this up a little bit. There it is. What's the... There it is. Okay, put that there, and put that down here. That's where the music is, I believe.
Word, fun? That's hyperbole.
There we go.
Of course, but seriously, I haven't had that much fun in an episode.
Okay, get that going.
And so freaking long ago. He can actually be pretty darn funny. It seems odd, but writers who focus on character-based narrative, it introduced an absolute banger of a new character, only to never use her again.
There we go.
Wendy deserved better. Oh sure, Delibird gets to hang around, and I...
Okay, put that in there, transition, and then the... Oh no, where we need the push right on this side, but...
It introduced an absolute banger of a new character, only to never use her again. Wendy deserved better. Oh sure, Delibird... Never use...
Okay, about there actually.
Introduced an absolute banger of a new character, only to never use her again. Wendy deserved...
Oh yeah, plus it's Chris Rock, yeah. Nowadays, many associate Into the Gladiators with clowns, it's true.
Better. Oh sure, Delibird get...
I think it was meant to be a lot slower to begin with, which kind of made it sound more like a Gladiator song, you know. Da 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 da. It's a bit, yeah, unfortunately. No one thinks of gladiators. Ridley Scott was a coward. He should have put Into the Gladiators into the Gladiator soundtrack.
Tiny grievance for years, while Jesse has no freaking clue, was such a fun dynamic and could have made for countless amazing gags.
V1, yep. What is going on? Oi, I said I want to use this one, please. Oh, I see, I'm in the wrong place. Okay, there we go.
And let's be honest.
Oh, that was the thing that got mixed up. Okay.
For countless amazing gags.
Why is this? Why can't I A1 this anymore? Hold on. It's odd. Why is this not working all of a sudden? It was working for a second. No.
Blue was such a fun dynamic and could have made for countless.
Maybe I just need to. Maybe I just need to do it classic way, and then I'll be able to do that.
And could have made for countless amazing gags. And let's be honest here, countless shipping fanfic.
We got Paste. Oh yeah, the Sand Cloud opera pieces. It was comedy, it's true.
And could have made for countless amazing gags. And let's be honest here, countless shipping fanfics. They just had lightning in a bottle chemistry and they hadn't even met each other yet. Absolute tragedy is what it is. But as I said, that's just a flaw in retrospect.
Let's see, what's the cheesy grin? I keep forgetting what the cheesy grin is. I think it's like Happy Telling Cara. That's the cheesy grin. Okay, now it's working again. Good. No, it's not. Okay. There we go. Back we are. Cool.
Absolute tragedy is what it is. But as I said, that's just a flaw in retrospect. For what...
There we go.
For what it is, this is a padding episode done right, and the kind of episode I point to when I say padding doesn't have to be bad. It's
not quite the right. I think actually the explaining one would probably work better. Where's the explain? So explain to the screen, I think it was. Yep, there it is.
And the kind of episode I point to when I say padding doesn't have to be bad. It's not something...
Okay. Oh, dang it, wrong button. Okay, Alt-T, there it is. Oh, dang it, wrong button. There it is, Alt-T. Okay.
They just had... For what it... And the kind of episode I point to when I say padding doesn't have to be bad.
Dang it. Close that.
And the kind of episode I point to...
There we go. And then push right. There it is.
And the kind of episode I point to when I say padding doesn't have to be bad.
No, I'm not happy. I don't want happy. I want splaining. No, splaining. No. Okay, hold on. No. Okay. There we go.
Padding doesn't have to be bad. It's not something special like a Master Ball episode or an exciting battle episode, but it's Pokemon's animation, humor, and characters firing on all cylinders and what I tuned into Pokemon for as a kid. Easy Ultra Ball. Trivia.
Okay.
Cylinders and what I tuned...
There's the Ultra Ball. There it is.
into Pokemon for as a kid. Easy Ultra Ball.
Put that there. Okay, then T, there it is. And then bring that down to push down, yeah.
As a kid. Easy Ultra
Drop Shadow.
Ball. Trivia. When just...
Okay, trivia, grab the trivia stuff, which is over here. There. Okay. Then copy. Come on, we're getting there. Not too much longer now. Wait, that's not trivia. Trivia is over here.
What's less accurate?
This one. There we go. Alright.
When Jesse mentioned...
Okay, now we need to bring in the trivia music, which is just this way. Okay, find in media pool. There it is. We bring that up to the beginning. Okay, bring that over there. There we go.
Trivia. When Jesse mentions an 8th round pick in the motto...
To denounce the evils of an 8th round pick. 8th... To denounce...
Okay, cut that. So that way
To
it doesn't
denounce
work.
the evils of an 8th round pick.
That's actually not just sports jargon for a cheap gag.
8th round pick.
That's actually not just sports jargon for a cheap gag, as the last time the NFL draft had an 8th round was almost 10 years ago prior to this episode airing, so calling it evil fits the idea that it had become the lowest of the low class of players. What's less accurate, and I would be a poor citizen of New Zealand if I...
Okay, so chibis, let's see. Okay, not there. Okay. Hey, no! Whatever.
What's less accurate, and I would accurate,
Then that's resign to screen resign. Where are you? There you go.
and I would be a poor citizen of New Zealand if I didn't point this out. Are the goalposts. Now, I might be missing some...
Okay, then a quizzical. Where's the quizzical? There it is.
Now, I might be missing some history, but as far as I was able to research, American football always uses Y-shaped goals.
Then mild surprise probably would be the best one for there. There it is.
While it's rugby that uses the H-shaped ones. The uniforms are also exclusive to...
Might just be able to cheat this a little bit.
The uniforms are also
Nope.
exclusive to US.
That's fine.
The uniforms are also exclusive to US football, and the original Japanese states that they're playing that particular sport.
Okay, there we go. So, suede push. Oh, damn.
The low class
Oh, not Y. Not Y. Dang it. One T. There we go.
players. What's less accurate, and I would be a poor citizen of New Zealand.
A fictional character that annoyed you so much you wanted to punt them into the stratosphere. That would actually probably be Snowvilliers from Final Fantasy 13. There are other annoying ones, but Snow's the one where I just wanted to kick him so hard, so often. maybe he's better on a second playthrough, but no, he just drove me up the freaking wall.
Zealand, if I didn't point this out, are the goalposts. Now, I might be
Even
missing some
Hope was better than Snow.
history, but as far as I was able to research, American
Which is a shame because I really liked his outfit.
football always uses Y-shaped goals, while it's rugby that uses the H-shaped. American football...
Hang on a second. I'll just quickly bring this over to the side. Then copy and paste the attributes. Yes, sir. Okay.
What's less accurate, and I would be a poor citizen of New Zealand if I didn't point this out.
Okay, so hang on a second. We'll
To
just...
this episode airing, so calling it evil looks like...
To denounce
Okay, copy, paste, and drag that over so that we can see the actual thing. There we go. Then we freeze frame it. So, hey, I said to freeze frame it, dang it. That's Shift R. Or is it Control R? No, it's not Control R. Should be Shift R. Why is it not working? Oh well, whatever works. Let's go to freeze frame. It should be working. I guess it just glitched out a bit there.
So it must have been a mistake. Are the goalposts.
There we go. Shrink that down. Change it a little. There we go.
Now, I might be missing some history, but as far as I was able to research,
Bring that over there.
American football always...
Okay, American football goal. Let's take a look. American football goal post. Mercury. Let's see, that's Adobe stock. I'm not a fan of that. There's a weird kind of soccer one there. Let's go for this Getty image one, unless it's too... Nah, don't want a Getty image. There we go, Pro Kicker. Alfred from the... Oh, yes. That was at the worm tongue alike. All right, save image as. Hey, it's a JPEG. Yay. Okay. And then rugby goal posts. There we go. It's kind of neither really, because like the goalposts are a lot shorter in rugby. Maybe there's just a different thing that I'm missing. But for now. No, I don't want to save the page. I want the picture, dang it. Ah. Second. Let's see. Yeah, that should work. Maybe now it's a junior one. I want to show what they actually look like. I don't want to misrepresent my national sport. No. Okay, there we go. It's a WebP, but no, I can work with that. Because you don't actually need to get an internet converter for WebPs. What you do is you open up the WebP in just in regular Windows Photos, and then you can click Save As in the regular Windows Photos, which is there it is, Save As, and then you save it as a PNG or a JPEG. Let's go for a PNG, and yeah, no need to go to the internet converters. All right, so 231. So we bring in the gridiron one and the rugby one. Where are you? There we go. Okay, so there it is there.
Users. Now, I might be missing some history, but as far as I was able to research, American football always uses Y-shaped goals, while it's
there it is. Yeah.
It's rugby that uses the H-shaped ones. The uniforms are also exclusive to US football.
Okay, let's get this going. Let's zoom that down, rotate it just a little this way, bring it over there, give it a drop shadow. Similar for you, zoom it in, rotate it a bit that way, position it over there, and then drop the shadow. And then dang it, not Alt Y, we want Alt T. Then push it down, please. Then copy. Then paste. Yep. Then we'll do a suede push right over there. There we go, copy, and then paste. So that's annoying, but
shaped ones. Citizen of New Zealand, if I didn't point this out, are the goalposts. Now, I might be missing some history, but as far as I was able to research, American football always uses Y-shaped goals, while it's rugby that uses the H-shaped ones. The uniforms are also exclusive to US football, and the original Japanese states that they're playing their particular sport.
Dang it. Doesn't do the it's alright. There's only two of them, so it won't be too much of a bother.
The sport.
Amefuto. Amefuto. That means American football.
So it must have been a mistake on the background artist's part. It's not.
So then we go to Chibis. Let's see. So probably the Ditto one. There it is. Gotten so weirdly much mileage out of that Ditto. Okay.
So it must have been a mistake on the background artist's part.
Oops. There we go.
It's not actually that unreasonable when you consider that Japan does have a
Quizzical. Sounds good.
rugby team and a decent-sized fan base, and this was before iShield 21 came out, so I can see where the confusion might. 21 came out, so.
Let's see, screen resign would probably be the best one there.
So I can see where the confusion might have slipped in. Fun bonus fact though, in New Zealand we don't actually call any sport foot.
Let's see, that would be neutral to Linkara, I believe. No, I don't want neutral to Linkara, we want happy to Linkara. There we go.
Fun bonus fact though, in New Zealand we don't actually call any sport football.
Then probably the Club JO, yep.
At least not in casual conversation.
There we go.
Soccer is soccer, rugby is usually footy, and
Probably Smarm. Where are you? There we go.
we call US football gridiron. No confusion if you never use.
Oh, dang it. Why does it do that? Okay, there we go. Then suede push and suede push right over there. There we go.
So it must have been a mistake on the background artist's part. It's not actually that unreasonable.
One might appear that did Adam Sandler doing a good voice, because Adam Sandler is actually a very good voice actor. He just happens to choose the worst possible voices. Like, his Dracula is amazing, because I never knew it was Adam Sandler, because he just did a really good Dracula.
So it must have been a mistake on the background artist's part. It's not actually that unreasonable when you consider that Japan does have a rugby team and a decent-sized fan base, and this was before iShield 21 came out, so I can see where the confusion might have slipped in. Fun bonus fact though, in New Zealand we don't actually call any sport football, at least not in casual conversation.
I need something to, I just need something to... Japan rugby. Just need something in there. I can't just... Here we go. Okay. Oh, there we go. Save link as. No, it's an HTML. Hold on. Where's the picture? Wow, why did you make it full screen? The flip. Can I just save the image? Good grief. It's an AVIF. I can't remember if that works or not. Let's take a look. Alright. Yep, that does sound awful. Let's see. Okay, so AVIF doesn't work, so I'll have to let's see if I can do the save as. Looks like I can. Save it as a JPEG. Yeah, thank you, Windows. One of the few really good things you've done recently, which is a rare thing. You did an amazing job of us being able to convert images to any image to any other image really, really well. So thank you for that. But okay, there we go.
But it must have been a mistake on the background artist's part. It's not actually that unreasonable when you consider that Japan... does have, when you consider that Japan does have a rugby team and a decent sized.
Push down, there we go, and make sure that we can see it properly. I might just, yeah, probably best to just bring it over. Okay, so drop shadow, put that on there, copy, then paste the attributes, not too bad. Okay, then do the rest of them as well. That way at least you've got something to look at. It's not just my face. I know not that my face is that bad. It's just, you know, it's better to just have something to look at.
A decent sized fan base, and this was before Ice Shield.
Actually, I might just position that over there, zoom it a little bit, and then just... Don't need to push down, actually. I think we just push right there.
A decent sized fan base, and this was before Ice Shield 21 came out, so I can see where the confusion might have slipped in. Fun bonus fact though, in New Zealand we don't actually call any sport football, at least not in casual conversation. Soccer is soccer, rugby is usually footy, and we call US football gridiron. No confusion if you never use it, I guess. Speaking of confusion though, when Team Rocket mentions that they designed their own uniforms and therefore aren't wearing regulation gear, this is somewhat contradicted by an audio drama that came out.
Okay, chibis. Okay, so this is somewhat contradicted, would be, I'll just do explain. There we go. Put that there. No, why does it keep going to audio? I don't get it. Okay.
This is somewhat contradicted by an audio drama that came.
Oh no, it's not. It shouldn't be happy. It should be explain. Oh yeah, I think it's this one. There we go.
This is somewhat contradicted by an audio drama that came out back during the Kanto era in 1998, written by Shudo
Wild Surprise should be good.
himself, where a rookie named Mondo is assigned to Team Rocket as a gopher / adoring fan. It sounds like a...
No, it's doing it again. I don't know what is going on with this.
It sounds like a fun dynamic, but this was the key art for him. It sounds like a fun dynamic, but...
Okay, put that there. No! Oh, jeez.
This was the key... This was the key art for him, which does...
No, I don't want the hick. I want down the nose. There it is.
Fun dynamic, but this was the key art for him, which does seem to imply that the...
Should probably go for Smarm then. I did it again. What's the audio? I got the relaxing Pokemon music.
Which does seem to imply that the white uniform is meant to be the rookie scrubs. However, However, this is also easily retconned as him just being so smitten with them that he altered.
Okay, there we go. Nearly done. Then we probably should just be like screen resign there. There it is.
However, this is also easily retconned as him just being so smitten with them that he altered his uniform in the same way. So it's just a fun aside. But it altered his uniform in the same way. So it's just a fun aside. But interestingly, our Rockets were originally wearing the black uniforms.
Okay, there we go.
At least if this preview from Nintendo Power is accurate. I'm guessing they changed it so that they stand...
Let's see, quizzical, yes please.
out more from regular grunts, even though regular grunts never really had a presence in the show proper. Also, later on we actually do get a look at the official training uniform.
Probably ditto there, yep.
uniform of Team Rocket, but we'll look at the official training uniform of Team Rocket. But we'll deal with that when we get back to Chronicles.
Okay, there we go. That's good. Bring that up. Okay, that was a lot. Yep, side push right. Okay, let's see what we got.
It sounds like a fun dynamic, but this was the key art for him, which does seem to imply that...
Okay.
It sounds like a fun This is somewhat contradicted by an audio...
Okay, so I need to find that audio drama again, which is fine. I forgot what it was called exactly, but I can look at the search it by finding Mondo. There it is. It's from... It's a White Tomorrow Team Rocket. Okay, so now I'll just use the snipping tool. There we go. I wonder why it's a white tomorrow. No, try again. Let's just do it from the article. That'll just be a bit nicer. There we go. Save that as, where do I save it? That would be in here, that's fine. Now we just need to get Mondo. Unless I can, there we go. Save the image, which is a PNG. No, save the image, which is a PNG. So that should be good. Yes, why is there two chats here? I am getting rid of that. Okay. At least there's two, was it? Yeah, that's kind of the ultimate sort of like the one good scene in a bad film. But even then it's kind of good because it's bad, because it's such blatant product placement, but because they're so blatant about it being product placement, it wraps all the way around to being funny again. It's so weird. Okay, back to
drama that came out back during the Kanto era in 1998, written by Shooter. This is somewhat contradicted by an audio drama that came out back during the... This is some...
Okay, so 231, then we use, where's the picture? Okay, audio drama and Mondo. There we go. So where's the audio drama? There it is. Okay, zoom it in, angle it, position it over here, maybe shrink it a little more. There we go. Then bring me over here. Then copy and paste that for the rest of it over here. Paste the attributes, yes please. So close, come on.
Aren't wearing regulation
Mondo
gear.
does look like
This
a
is
go for
somewhat
some kind of
contradicted
proto Tracy, it's true. Alright.
by an audio drama. This is somewhat contradicted.
Oh, dang it, not Y. T, there we go.
Wearing regulation gear. This is somewhat contradicted by an audio...
Okay.
Somewhat contradicted by an audio drama that...
Oops, other way. Push right, please.
Audio drama that came out back during the Kanto era in 1998, written by Shooter himself, where a rookie named Mondo is assigned to Team Rocket as a gopher / adoring fan. It sounds like a fun dynamic.
Yeah, I need to... There we go.
But
now we need the Mondo key art. Where is he? There he is.
it sounds like a fun dynamic, but
Hi, I will help you. Let's see. Looks like the way he's put there, it looks like a body pillow. Yes, a body pillow for Mondo, the most popular character. Okay.
this was the
Hang on. It should be push right. There it is. There we go. Bring this over here.
It sounds like a fun dynamic, but this was the key art for him, which does seem to imply that the white uniform is meant to be the rookie scrubs. However, this is also easily retconned as him just being so smitten with them that he altered his uniform in the same way, so it's just a fun aside. But interestingly, our Rockets were originally wearing...
Oh, that's right. I need the, that should be here. There it is. Which is... Where's... Oh, is that a WebP? Let's take a look. Yeah, it's a WebP. That's fine. We can just save it. Here we go. Save as a PNG. Thank you, sir. Bring it over. There we go. DVNICO with Tracy was a former Team Rocket member with amnesia. Oh, that'd be funny if that was if that did come from this. That'd be hilarious.
But interestingly, our Rockets were originally wearing the black uniforms, at least of this preview from Nintendo. Black uniforms, at least of... But interestingly, our Rockets were originally wearing the black uniforms.
So about there, swipe push, bring it in.
At least of this preview.
Okay, I might want to crop it a bit. Oh no, it's all good. Let's just shrink it. I'll shrink. I'll get the full thing, and then I'll do it again. But hold on. Okay, then zoom it in. And drop shadow, and then we'll
from Nintendo Power is accurate.
Then do a second one on top of that, except it's zoomed in and cropped. So there we go. Bring that over there. Bring that over there. Then top all the way down there. Then position it up here. Maybe bring the bottom down a bit. Yep, okay. Then position. Make it super big. I forgot to change the anchor point. It's all good. Okay, then bring that over this way. No, other way. There we go. With a nice little shadow, drop shadow on it. I mean, I can always kind of tell if it's Ted Lewis, but yeah, he does have a decent range. Mind you, if you go by Pokemon voices, a lot of them have range, like the fact that Dan Green's also Trico, which you cannot tell.
I'm guessing they changed it so that they stand out more from regular grunts, even though regular grunts never really had a presence in the show proper. Also, later on we actually do get a look at the official training uniform of Team Rocket, but we'll deal with that when we get back to Chronicle.
Alright.
This was the key art for him, at least of this I'm guessing they changed it.
Okay, switch that to be from the right, please. Then we'll copy you and paste you there.
I'm guessing they...
Hey, I said copy. I said copy you. Then paste it there. Thank you.
I'm guessing they changed it so that they stand out more from regular grunts, even though regular grunts never really had a presence in drama that came here. This is somewhat contradicted by an audio drama that came out back during the Kanto era in 1998, written by Shudo himself, where a rookie named Mondo is assigned to Team Rocket as a gopher/adoring fan. It sounds like a fun dynamic, but this was the key forms, at least of this preview from Nintendo Power is accurate. I'm guessing they changed it so that they stand out.
Well, yeah, and also James Cathcart, rest in peace, because he was Gary ever since the beginning, and then he took over Meowth and James.
More from regular grunts, even though regular grunts...
I may not have liked his James, but yeah, I can't deny that they were very distinct voices.
The official training uniform of Team Rocket, but we'll deal with that when we get back to Chronicles. When the Rocket...
Put that over there. So push right, yes. Okay, we're nearly there. Yeah, it's so weird how Misty and Jessie are so distinct, considering that their voices, like, they sound like different people, even if they do have the same basic sort of tone. It's like the voice isn't that different, but it's just different enough that they sound like different people. It's kind of like Veronica Taylor with Ash and his mum.
When we get back to Chronicles. When the Rockets contemplate
Oh no, not this. I forgot that I've got this whole big thing coming up as well. Okay, but luckily that's kind of the last one though. Okay.
Starting their own biker gang. Hey, it wouldn't be the first time.
Yeah, and me. Yeah.
Got a problem with that?
Cool. That means that I've got some. There we go. I've got some wiggle room there. I can bring that over here.
Again, this animosity is over stiffing her at the juice counter. What might have been with Wendy, man.
Okay, and that's where we'll swap it over there. Then we'll bring that over here. We're nearly done. Yay. Okay. Okay. Team Rocket with a Gopher does sound like an episode for Chronicles. There's lots of really cool things for Chronicles, but yes.
Got a problem with that?
You'd be forgiven.
Even myself, I can do maybe a couple of distinct voices, but they all sound like I'm putting on a voice. I can't really do two distinct normal voices. I can only really do two distinct comedic voices. That's it.
For thinking, what did James do to that poor sweet motorbike? And no, it's not a perspective error.
Yeah, Wendy probably should have had Domino's role, it's true. Wendy should have been in flippin', I can't remember what that new one
You'd
was.
be forgiven for thinking, what did James do to that poor sweet motorbike? And no, it's not a perspective error or a smear frame. It wouldn't be the first time.
Got a problem with that?
You'd be forgiven.
Okay, there we go. So, quizzical. Oh, it's the music again. I don't want the audio. Go away.
You'd be forgiven for thinking, what did James do to that poor sweet motorbike? And no, it's not.
Swipe push and then swipe push right. Just quickly get that out of the way.
Error or a smear frame, or even that much of an exaggeration. It's an actual counter culture movement in Japan called Bozuzoku, where
then
punk kids basically engage in gang warfare and street racing, but with the most ludicrous mods on their bikes you can imagine. The height of the windshield and the length of the seat became basically a
not cringe. It should be like screen resign. There it is.
measuring contest until you got abominations like this. Those who played the Yakuza / Like a Dragon games might remember some quests surrounding these gangs, but it's all just fascinating. Be sure to look it up. Now,
there's a Happy to Linkara, which is over there.
But it's all just fascinating. Be sure to look it up. Now, in terms of changes from Japanese, there's not much to go on, but I must...
Quizzical, we're getting there, we're so close.
Now, in terms of changes from Japanese, there's not much to go on, but I'm... There's not much to go on, but...
Oh, that's my messages. Hold on. There we go, let's see.
Of changes from Japanese, there's not much to go on, but I must sadly inform you that Team Jet...
Okay, there we go. Sulk, there we go. What happened to Kiryu's chicken? He became dinner. Alright, so it shouldn't be too much longer.
and Team Helicopter are not in the original.
Should probably put this on silent though. Don't want you guys hearing the chirps over and over again. Let's see. There we go.
Canon. In Japanese, Jesse is basically saying, nothing is like Team Rocket, by implying that anything else would be inferior, like a jet or a helicopter.
Doesn't matter, Nancy's the better pet anyway. I love Nancy so much.
Got a problem with it?
You'd be forgiven for
Nugget be in charge of his side hustles. It's true, yes.
thinking, what did James do to that poor sweet motorbike? And no, it's not a perspective error, or a smear frame, or even that much of an exaggeration. It's an actual counterculture.
Okay, this one we'll push it over to the side. And then we'll copy that and then paste the attributes. Cool, cool.
It's an actual counterculture movement in Japan called Bozuzoku, where punk kids basically engage in...
Okay, there we go. Then switch that over, which should be...
It's an actual... an exaggeration. It's an
Okay, then bring that down. I know I had a... Did I save a Bozuzoku picture there? No. Oh, no, wait, I think I put it in downloads. Hold on. Rocket Gang. No. I was sure I did one. Maybe I put it in images. That's alright, I can look it up pretty easily. Yeah, it does sound like does remind me of the Bridge Bike Gang quite a lot. There was a similar thing. Okay. New window. Bosuzoku. There it is. A reckless driving group. Okay, that was the one that was the picture that I wanted to grab. Let's grab the photo. Save image as. It's a WebP, but I can deal with that. Then we'll just grab a couple of images from. I'll grab that one too, actually. There we go. Save image as. That's another WebP, but again, I can deal. Then we want. That's right, Yakuza Like a Dragon. So, Yakuza Like a Dragon, Yakuza Like a Dragon bikers. Yakuza Like a Dragon bikers. Ah, yep, there it is. We want images though. There we go. Except that's a thumbnail. I want to see the actual pictures. Oh wait, it should be in the let's see, what's it called again? The biker blitz. Hold on a second. Bros till the end. That's it. That's the name of the quest. There should be some pictures there. Perfect. Another WebP. I'm going to be saving all these. Not that one. Nope, that should be fine. We'll do that for now. Hopefully that's all though. Let's see, we go to 231. There they are. Okay, so let's start saving all these WebPs here. So we save as JPEG. Okay, let's see, save as probably PNG. There's like one more, I think. Yep, there we go. Save as PNG. All right. It's those three, is it? There's no others. Yep, that should be fine. Bring them down to 231. Whoever came up with WebP will never see the pearly gates. I know. It's like, I mean, even now with the fact that like Windows, even now with the Windows photos being able to save WebPs into regular formats, it's still one more step that you don't need to do.
It's an actual counterculture.
Okay.
It's an actual.
Okay, zoom it down. Give it a little kink. A little more, and then drop the shadow. There we go.
Counterculture movement in Japan called Bozuzoku, where punk kids basically engage in gang warfare and street racing, but with the most ludicrous mods on their bikes you can imagine.
Okay, sorry
The
about
height of the windshield and the length of the seat became the height of.
Okay, there we go. About there.
The height of the wind.
Need to crop this though. There we go. There we go, and a drop shadow, there we go.
Windshield and the length of the seat became basically a measuring contest until you got abominations like this. Those who played the Yakuza / Like a Dragon. Those who played the Yakuza / Like.
I say abomination, but it's really not that bad. I meant, when I said abominations, I meant more, actually, there we go.
Those who played the Yakuza.
There we go, I'll do it here.
Until you got
Yeah, there we go.
abominations like this.
There you go. That is an abomination, whereas the other one was just expressing themselves. I felt bad. There we go.
Those who played the Yakuza / Like a Dragon games might remember some quests surrounding these gangs, but it's all just fascinating. Be sure to look it up. Now, in terms of changes from Japanese, there's not.
Okay, suede push right. Suede push right. And suede push right. And the last one should be about here.
Much to go on, but I must sadly inform you that Team Jet and Team Helicopter are not in the original canon. In Japanese, Jesse is basically saying nothing
Yes,
is
we're
like
nearly
Team
there.
Rocket, by implying that anything else would be inferior, like a jet or a helicopter. Here it is fan subbed.
I need to cut that. Okay, cool. Megami Hayashibara, you're such a cool voice actress. I'm afraid I'm so sad that you fell down the conspiracy rabbit hole. Oh, what's wrong with WebP? For casual use, nothing, but the fact is, like, it's not compatible with nearly any editing software, so it's annoying for me, especially because, like, nearly any editing software, you have to convert it to something else. Editing software hates WebP, yeah. So. Oh no, yeah, the voice actress for was it Megami Hayashibara, who does Jesse and Faye and Ray from Evangelion and Faye from Cowboy Bebop. Yeah, she's apparently gone a bit down the rabbit hole in terms of was it COVID conspiracies and stuff like that, which is a real shame. But yeah, you can look it up. It's just a bit sad. You can tell that things kind of got rough during lockdown, I think.
Still, it's not too late. Team Jet for Gen 10. Still, it's not too late. Team Jet.
Okay, where's the Jimmy's? But I can also just be, I think I can still enjoy her work for the fact that it was well before she went off the deep end, so I'm just looking at a slice of her past before she went down that road. So.
Still, it's not too late. Team Jet for Gen 10. Also in Japanese.
Heavy Linkara, we're nearly there. Yeah, every country has a bit of COVID problem. Did you know that there was an anti-masking movement in Japan? In Japan, where masks are just polite and are even used for fashion. But no, apparently, like, there was an anti-masking movement in Japan because it was like, oh no, it's like, yes, you should do it for to be polite, but you shouldn't be forced to do it. And I'm like, it's like, yes. It's like, yes, you do it to be polite, but you should only do it to be polite. You shouldn't be forced by the government to do it. And I'm like, no, but the death thing, the death thing. It's like, yes, I understand you should. It's like, I understand the feeling bad about the government forcing you to do things, but there's a limit here, and especially if it's just masking, even if whatever. I can look. Obviously, I don't agree, but especially for people of color, I can understand being wary of government-mandated vaccinations, because there's been horrendous history when it comes to government-mandated vaccinations, with stuff like the Tuskegee experiment and literally giving slaves smallpox in order to try and find a vaccine for it. That is absolutely horrendous, and I can understand a bit of weariness about that. But masking, it's just putting something on your face. It's just putting something on your face. It's not forcing things into you. It's not pumping your body full of chemicals, even though I don't agree with that. I think vaccines are good. It's just, why would you ever be so silly about the masking? Oh, well.
Still, it's not too late.
It's kind of like that whole sort of, it's like you must put on your Drew Gooden did it. It's like you must put on your government requires you to put on your seatbelt. It's like, no. It's like it shouldn't be required by law to put our seatbelt on. It should be common sense. And as protest, I'm not going to do it. It's like, yes.
Jet for Gin 10. Also in Japanese, Wendy is a little more bloodthirsty. More bloodthirsty.
Okay, we're nearly there. Just got one last thing.
Again, this animosity is over stiffing her at the juice counter. What might have been with Wendy.
Okay, then we just need the final music, which is, there it is.
And so Suede gleeful.
Okay, put that over there, give it a bit of a cross dissolve. And so
Man. And so Suede gleefully sets off with the gift of joy this episode provided him. But will this be a present that lasts, or discarded all too soon? The outcome looks foggy.
Alright, I think that's it. I just need to do the final pass, which is super annoying, but has to happen. At least I can do it fast. Need to watch out for animation errors and sound errors just for the final pass. Let's go for it.
Highlight. Alright, after that frankly disappointing tension into the wrestling.
Okay, yeah, see, that's a good thing, because we were like, oh, oops. Otherwise, I would have just rendered that and we would have had that big blank spot.
Highlights. Let's return right after that frankly disappointing tension into the wrestling of Jimmy. Let's return to the twerps we know and love. Oh, and also, action again. Yay, Team Rocket is back in.
Hang on, I better make sure that I've got the... Yep, so it's measured from the beginning. Yep, okay, we're good. 15 minutes, not a bad length okay, of episodes.
Guys. This time we have reference to... Wait, hold on. Oh, it came out a few months later. A possible foreshadowing of the popularity of iShield 21. But of course, the usual happens with the delicious twist of us actually following the Rockets post-blastoff. Geez, how did it take us over 200 eps for that to happen? A grenade with a long timer in the shape of an object made to be passed. Not one of our better ideas. Also, what was the end game here? If we succeeded, the twerps would be the ones getting blasted off, and it's quite challenging to steal from a flying child. But after attempting and of course failing, it's an attempt to actually take stock of the situation. Wow, this episode actually has an innovative premise and makes good use of Team Rocket. I see you, Shooter. Get out from behind those credits. But yes, the Rockets aren't doing well, so as with any organization, they use their resources in service of finding someone else to blame.
We could be democratic and take a vote.
On who we can blame for our lack of success. All those from the outside.
I joke, but it's really nice to actually see them assess the issue with some fantastic storyboarding and fun poses. Yuji Asada and Masaki Iwane.
Wait, how'd the animation go there?
Poses. Yuji Asada and...
Yep, we're fine.
Now that we've established the amazing potential of the story, where are they going to go with it? Well, first of all, they actually achieved the breakthrough that way more trainers in the games really need to twig onto, with James doing some wonderful line delivery in the process.
But ponder the piles of other Pokemon that those pipsqueaks possess. While all we have left is one Weezing, an Arbok, and an overly passionate Victoryville.
I mean, what kind of GTS scrub has less than a full party all themed around a single type? What are we, youngsters? Technically, we have 12 slots. But yet, they roll it out and get nowhere, so I guess you could say it's a pretty accurate depiction of democracy.
But it was a fair vote.
If that's the democratic way of voting Republican.
Ah, they beat me to it. Honestly, with what I hear about some of the European countries, I don't think this method is exclusive to the US system at all. Didn't they actually mention the logistics in Team Rocket for a glorious but fleeting moment?
Perhaps we should contact the Home Office and ask them to send us out some new Pokemon.
But Jess, don't you remember how much we owe them already?
I owe them all 9 lives.
But unfortunately, don't go further with it. Come on, I know that kids don't normally go for org charts and requisition forms, but if anyone can make it fun, it'd be Team Rocket. Make it like a labyrinth of bureaucracy with evil sight gags. So much potential, I swear. Oh, well, I guess we still have a laser cage jelly bird, but hold on. So while I will still lament not seeing how the rocket sausage is made, maybe phrase that differently in the final script. I will admit this setup intrigues me.
You are certainly most welcome to pass the Stellarbird if you so desire, but use extreme care as to how you catch it.
I see no red flags whatsoever. James, this is clearly a scam. Silly, how could it be a scam when they're losing money on the deal? You can take the boy out of privilege, but you can't take privilege out of the boy, I guess. But yep, they of course fall for the Squid Game recruitment / jigsaw trap / kaiju game, and oh wow, a real case of Jesse getting nommed. I thought Victory Bell just preferred rich food. And after the episode makes Ice type look extremely OP when, I don't know, maybe it would have been better to hype up the new types, but at least it's a Jinjumon. Delibird is finally defeated with the most overpowered move in the TV show, the ability to call counter after your opponent has attacked.
Let's go, counter!
But it turns out the unbelievably obvious catch was indeed an unbelievably obvious catch, and it was actually a Team Rocket recruitment kiosk.
I'm the cutting scout for Team Rocket. Sure, what?
Wow, I guess we actually do get somewhat of a look into rocket logistics, even if it's to a slightly lesser extent than I wanted. I can roll with it though, especially when we finally get the reason they wear white uniforms.
Well, you see, we designed our own costumes to reflect our free spirit.
Boo, boo, I say. Of all the possible reasons, we get a lame side-up and we designed it ourselves. I guess it does match Jesse's arrogance and James' refined nature, but I guess I was hoping for them to say that they never graduated out of their training uniforms or that Giovanni commissioned it for them specifically with no further explanation. But yeah, Brutalis' long-lost cousin who took a slightly...
Okay, well, yep, good. I was able to catch that. Copy, paste attributes. There we go. Cool.
But yeah, Brutalis' long-lost cousin who took a slightly different approach to crime is all...
This card isn't worth a hit of dried beans. It's expired.
Oh, this is wonderful. Not only to see Jesse in a stylish new do, I honestly think she should try out more often, but it's also a fantastic premise. What do you do when your central identity is taken from you?
Then who am I?
I also love that Giovanni apparently hates me off enough to set up a custom flash animation to play when his number is punched into the system, plus some more juicy logistics talk as a treat.
You've also not included in a pension and welfare or the Rocket Retirement Fund.
Wait, isn't a pension a kind of retirement fund? Oh, geez, a crime organization ripping off its own members with hidden redundant fees. It's commitment to the bit, I'll give it that. So our rockets decide to re-register, and then we meet the most evil member of Team Rocket yet.
This is Wendy from Human Resources.
I'm not saying human resources are inherently bad, I'm just saying 99.9% of the time they exist solely to protect the company rather than the individual. So unions usually do a much better job of protecting workers' rights, and I'm guessing Team Rocket doesn't have a workers' union, although it would be hilarious and inspired if they actually did.
I've uploaded their data, sir.
Is there a problem, sir? No, but my mother's going to kill me.
Jesse.
Jesse Lore, everyone, this is not a drill. Forevermore, I will implore to know the score on Jesse Lore. Let's go!
I'll pay you back later.
Just still owes me that money.
Not too much on the surface, but remember that the Team Rocket Academy won't actually show up until Hoenn, so technically this is its first appearance, which is pretty awesome. I also love that they put a petty grudge holding Grace in charge of HR. That's good characterization humor. So then Wendy's like,
It's just that they borrowed a large amount of money from us and not sent it back.
It's always something with those three.
wow, that would work 9 zeros. Adjusting for yen and inflation, that's around $7 to $8 million today. Mind you, when we consider that they reached Pokemon Land, the Viridian Gem, and like 25 giant mechs, it actually seems surprisingly lenient. Speaking of,
I must suggest that we cut our losses and block their reinstatement with Team Rocket.
what exactly do they do? Did you even see the flying baseball stadium? Yes, I saw the flying baseball stadium. Look, I get it, but Jessie is the daughter of my mother's favorite. James is an easy ransom if it gets really bad, and Meowth is funny. But if they continue to renege on their debts, I can finally switch from managing human resources into making humans resources? Yes, quite. What was that you were saying about a fast food chain, Wendy? But even with the go-ahead given, the Rockets still need to pass one final exam, and you'll never guess what it is, or what the odds of it are.
You must encounter an attack of Pokemon trainer head on. When it's your lucky day. What? It's the twerps. Super high-tech weapon you're unbeatable.
They're also unbeatable with a super high-tech weapon. Remember when we tried to kill him with a giant flamethrower in the shape of a grasshopper?
Oh, you're the reason for the do not attempt to kill children on live TV warning in the 4th edition of the Rocket Handbook. It did seem somewhat legally specific. Boy, what an amazing adventure that was. Always wondered what the GS ball was for.
I know, that kind of well-structured peril only comes around once every few seasons of the year. And your dad was such a good sport, Ash.
I know, right? Oh, hi, Team Rocket.
You're not in Team Rocket anymore?
And now we need to prove our worth, or we'll graduate to the other women of Exploded.
Just rejoin. And herein lies the rub. The Team Jet's membership is filled up and Team Helicopter's nothing but a bunch of snobs.
Man, I'd do a gag here, but I just feel bad that they didn't go with Team Jet as a bunch of snobs and Team Sharks full up, you know, as a West Side Story reference. But I get they wanted to go with the aerial transport motif. Mind you, even then they should have gone with Team Concord isn't sustainable and Team Boeing keeps falling apart. But it's too early for that as well. But still, fun to see a time before other teams were known about. Nowadays it would have been Team Plasma are weirdos and Team Flare are a bunch of snobs. And then James, of course, does the best line of the episode.
Besides, they've got stuck up to
And then they fight with Delibird, do some fun gags.
Wow, present for me.
Hey, thank you.
Wow, who'd have thought we'd have such a bad time with colorful flashing lights?
Presents headed out to explode.
Oh, great. Now you tell me, Dexter.
Wow, I think that's the first time Ash has called the Pokédex Dexter since early Indigo. What a weird callback. Not to mention we also see the Rockets actually exploit the twerp's recorded weakness to carpet bombing. Last seen to be actually effective in the Squirtle Squad and Pallet Party Panic. Mind you, I think most people aren't exactly fans of being carpet bombed. And I guess Delibird must have gifted Pikachu a Thunderstone because...
Look! What's happening, Ash?
I do like that they clearly set it up to look like an evolution, even though there's no way in the distortion world that would actually happen. No, it's actually an accurate portrayal of how the move present works in game. And now Pikachu's fighting fit. Really fit.
Under attack.
Dang, that's one of the most gorgeous thunders I've seen in a while. Even the recruiter is impressed.
They did lose that match, but you know, with the personnel shortage, we have to make compromises.
Making potential employees jump through hoops even though they were already desperate, it's too close to home nowadays. But what's Giovanni up to?
Jesse and James have passed.
Work them hard until they pay back that loan.
Didn't we just say we were going to keep them on anyway?
Just keep an eye on them until they pay their loan.
As my mother once told me, we have to fill a half hour. Thoughts? This episode was... Shoot, I know I've felt this before, but recently it's been so absent I can only barely remember the word. Fun? That's hyperbole, of course, but seriously, I haven't had that much fun in an episode in so freaking long. The animation was kinetic and full of appeal, the premise was breezy, but the stakes were still adequate, and hilarious in Wendy's case. The jokes were fun in both the kids and parents demographics, and it gave world building simple like me something to chew on without it taking over the narrative. See, this is what people, including myself, tend to forget about Shudo. He can actually be pretty darn funny. It seems odd, but writers who focus on character-based narratives are usually also able to understand how said character dynamics can create hilarious scenarios. Look at Noah Baumbach. The guy wrote Marriage Story, but people forget he also did Barbie, Fantastic Mr. Fox, and freaking Madagascar 3D. I love it when Shudo hits it out of the park with a Go West or a Joy of Water Pokemon, but his dramatic attempts have definitely been a bit inconsistent lately. If this was an attempt to go back to basics and just write characters you adore in a goofy slice of their lives, this was an absolute success. It's a real shame there's only 2 more episodes he wrote after this, as he really seems to be finding his feet again. No one does Team Rocket like he does, and the only real criticism I have aside from some uneven pacing is only apparent in retrospect. It introduced an absolute banger of a new character, only to never use her again. Wendy deserved better. Oh sure, Delibird gets to hang around, and I do like that Shudo created a way to reduce the Rocket's financial situation in a humorously consistent way. But the instant glorious hunk of Wendy going absolutely feral about a tiny grievance for years while Jessie has no freaking clue was such a fun dynamic and could have made for countless amazing gags. And let's be honest here, countless shipping fanfics. They just had lightning in a bottle chemistry and they hadn't even met each other yet. Absolute tragedy is what it is. But as I said, that's just a flaw in retrospect. For what it is, this is a padding episode done right, and the kind of episode I point to to when I say painting doesn't have to be bad. It's not something special like a Master Ball episode or an exciting battle episode, but it's Pokemon's animation, humor, and characters firing on all cylinders and what I tuned into Pokemon for as a kid. Easy Ultra Ball. Trivia. Reggie mentions an 8th round pick in the motto.
Get off the Eagles in an 8th round pick.
That's actually not just sports jargon for a cheap gag. As the last time the NFL drafted an 8th round was almost 10 years ago prior to this episode airing, so calling it evil fits the idea that it had become the lowest of the low class of players. Well, it's less accurate, and I would be a poor citizen of New Zealand if I didn't point
Why wasn't Wendy Cassidy? Yeah, that'd be interesting, wouldn't it?
out are the goalposts. Now, I might be missing some history, but as far as I was able to research, American football always uses Y-shaped goals, while it's rugby that uses the H-shaped ones. The uniforms are also exclusive to US football, and the original Japanese states that they're playing that particular sport. So it must have been a mistake on the background artist's part. It's not actually that unreasonable when you consider that Japan does have a rugby team and a decent-sized fan base, and this was before iShell 31 came out, so I can see where the confusion might have slipped in. Fun bonus fact though, in New Zealand we don't actually call any sport football, at least not in casual conversation. Soccer is soccer, rugby is usually footy, and we call US football gridiron. No confusion if you never use it, I guess. Speaking of confusion though, when Team Rocket mentions that they designed their own uniforms and therefore aren't wearing regulation gear, this is somewhat contradicted by an audio drama that came out back during the Kanto era in 1998, written by Shooter himself, where a rookie named Mundo is assigned to Team Rocket as a gopher/adoring fan. It sounds like a fun dynamic, but this was the key art for him, which does seem to imply that the white uniform is meant to be the rookie scrubs. However, this is also easily retconned as him just being so smitten with them that he altered his uniform in the same way, so it's just a fun aside. But interestingly, our Rockets were originally wearing the black uniforms, at least if this preview from Nintendo Power is accurate. I'm guessing they changed it so that they stand out more from regular grubs, even though regular grubs never really had a presence in the show proper. Also, later on we actually do get to look at the official training uniform of Team Rocket, but we'll deal with that when we get back to Chronicles. When the Rockets contemplate starting their own bike again, that would be the first time.
Got a problem with it?
You'd be forgiven for thinking, what did James do to that poor sweet motorbike? And no, it's not a perspective error, or a smear frame, or even that much of an exaggeration. It's an actual counterculture movement in Japan called Bosozoku, where punk kids basically engage in gang warfare and street racing, but with the most ludicrous mods on their bikes you can imagine. The height of the windshield and the length of the seat became basically a measuring contest
Wait, was that a...
on their bikes you can imagine. The height of
Ah, yes, okay. Forgot
an
to
actual
forgot to forgot to push them in.
counter
Nice. This is why you do the final scrub.
culture movement in Japan called Bosozoku, where punk kids basically engage in gang warfare and street racing, but with the most ludicrous mods on their bikes you can imagine. The height of the windshield and the length of the seat became basically a measuring contest, and so you got abominations like this. Those who played the Yakuza / Like a Dragon games might remember some quests surrounding these games, but it's all just fascinating. Be sure to look it up. Now, in terms of changes from Japanese, there's not much to go on, but I must sadly inform you that Team Jet and Team Helicopter are not in the original canon. In Japanese, Jesse is basically saying, nothing is like Team Rocket, by implying that anything else would be inferior, like a jet or a helicopter. Here it is fansub.
それも考えた。しかし、ロケットの他にジェットもなく、ロケットの他にヘリコプターもない。
Still, it's not too late. Team Jet for Team 10. Also in Japanese, Wendy is a little more bloodthirsty.
こんな連中はロケット団員の道のために抹殺あるの
Again, this animosity is over, stiffing her at the juice counter. What might have been with Wendy there. And so, Swave gleefully sets off with the gift of joy this episode provided him. But will this be a present that lasts, or discarded all too soon? The outcome, look.
Right, I did it. I made an entire episode from scratch in 4 days. That's pretty darn good. And if I'm able to get if I'm able to get this into a proper routine starting next month, this could actually be a new era of better productivity. So let's see if we can do that. But yes, first we need to first I need to render it, and I'll do that in a bit. But yep, that's enough for today. I'll see you guys not tomorrow, because I've got a few things to do for over the weekend. But definitely next month we'll be back onto the body dumpling stuff. So thank you very much, and we'll see you. And and you'll see the finished episode up later today, so it should be all right. Thank you very much, and yes, hooray.